whole bunch of us that are coming. So this is it. We're behind home plate. All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, a beautiful Mother's Day 2015, let's turn things over now. Our proceedings to Long Island Ducks on Kudos. There he is in front of the pitcher's mound here at Bethpage Ballpark. Here's Fast Freddy Forgione.
Thank you, Bullet Bob O'Tone Ducks fans. Welcome at Bethpage Ballpark. Moms, a very happy Mother's Day to all of you that are here in attendance in the ballpark today. Big round of applause for all the moms. They deserve it. We love you and we thank you, Mom. All right, now fans, out here with me on the mound to throw out the first pitch to Ducks coach Buddy Harrelson is your K98.3 Teacher of the Month winner. Fans, let's hear it for Joe Malillo. Joe's a 6th grade advanced learning teacher from John Street School in Franklin Square. Right over there by the Ducks dugout are a bunch of his students, so how about a big round of applause for them as well. Now, Joe, when you're ready, go ahead and fire into Buddy. He's sitting there waiting for you. He's in the windup. He delivers. Perfect strike, fans. One more time, let's hear it for your K98.3 Teacher of the Month, Joe Malillo.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Line butts up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play, and the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch, and for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital pregame show.
We are live here at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, New York. It is time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. And today the Ducks go for a 4-game sweep of the 2014 Atlantic League champions, the Lancaster Barnstormers. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Pollack. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play for all of today's action on this hot and humid Sunday afternoon here at the Duck Pond in Central Islip, New York. The Long Island Ducks looking to continue the great start to this homestand, which is a 7-gamer. And so far, Long Island has jumped out to 3 consecutive wins here over the Barnstormers to start off the homestand, including an 8-run come-from-behind victory here on Friday night, followed up by a doubleheader sweep yesterday of the Barnstormers, a day-night doubleheader here at Bethpage Ballpark. And the Ducks were able to take both games over Lancaster to improve to 3-0 against the 2014 Atlantic League champs and 5-1 here at home. Well, we'll start off here on the pregame show by going through the highlights from Game 1 yesterday. A big key for the Ducks, especially after they fell behind early in Friday night's game, was getting an early lead, and they were able to do that. Bruce Kern had to make the start for the Ducks yesterday, with the Ducks dealing with some injuries from the starting rotation. Mark Rogers had been out with an Achilles injury. Sergio Perez dealing with an oblique injury. So Bruce Kern ends up making the start and threw a 1-2-3 first inning and a scoreless second inning. And in the bottom half of the second, John Griffin and Jose Morales started off the inning with back-to-back singles, and that set the stage for the red-hot Ricci Corona. 2-1. And Corona swings, lines this one down the left field line. That's a fair ball. It'll be a base hit for Corona. Griffin will come in to score. Going for third is Morales. The throw not in time. It's an RBI double for Ricci Corona. The Ducks strike first, and they lead it 1-0 as Corona now has an 8-game hitting streak. So Corona's third RBI of the year put the Ducks in front by 1. Up next was Blake Davis. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball towards second on one hop. Kajimoto will go to first for the out. In to score from third on the play is Morales. It's an RBI ground out from Blake Davis, and the Ducks lead is now 2. So Davis with his first RBI as the Duck made it a 2-0 game, and following him was Dan Lyons. 1-2. Here's a pitch to Lyons, and a breaking ball lifted in the air to shallow left center field. Long run for the center fielder Fukae. He can't get it. It's a base hit for Dan Lyons. Big turn at first, but now he will run back to the bag. It's an RBI single for Dan Lyons. Fourth hit of the inning for the Ducks. They lead it 3-0. And the 3 runs were plenty for Long Island as Bruce Kern threw 3 scoreless innings, giving up just 1 hit and 1 walk while striking out 2. Nick Struck made his Ducks debut after him through 2 scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits and struck out 1. He ended up getting the win. Tommy Organ threw an inning in relief in the 6th and allowed a leadoff double and then a 2-out RBI single by Brian Cavazos Galvez. And then in the 7th, with the Ducks leading 3-1, again, this was a scheduled 7-inning game, Ryan Cushmal came on to try and pick up the save, but he got off to a bad start. He walked Keith Castillo, who came in as the pinch hitter for Dan Curry, and Lance Sawaski followed with a first pitch double into the left field corner. Masato Fukae, though, popped out shallow to center, so it kept the runners where they were at second and third. Yusuke Kajimoto was next. He lifted a sacrifice fly to left. Castillo scored from third. Prentice Redmond's throw went way over the head of Dan Lyons, the shortstop who was covering third base. So the runner moved to third in Zawatsky. And so the tying run 90 feet away, Tyler Bortnick came to the plate. He would ground out to first. That would end the game. And the Ducks held on for a 3-2 win in the opener of the doubleheader. Final totals from that game: 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Ducks, who left 5. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Barnstormers, who left 6. Nick Struck got the win in his debut to improve to 1-0. The loser was Brian Woodall, who fell to 0-2. Ryan Cushmal with his 5th save of the year. The game took 2 hours, 3 minutes in front of 3,845 here at Bethpage Ballpark. We'll take a break. When we come back, the highlights from Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader sweep for the Ducks over the Barnstormers.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Byers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark as we continue along here on the North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital pregame show, recapping yesterday's doubleheader sweep for the Ducks over these Lancaster Barnstormers. So the Ducks won Game 1 3-2, a scheduled 7-inning game to make it 2 straight to open up the series and guarantee themselves a split of the series with the Barnstormers. And in the nightcap, Long Island was able to guarantee themselves a series win, their 3rd of the year in 5 series, by defeating the Barnstormers 6-1. And again, the theme for the Ducks was getting early runs, getting out to an early lead. And Marcus Walden, the starter for the Barnstormers, struggled in the opening inning, as with 1 out, he would walk Prentice Redmond, who would then go to second on a wild pitch. Lou Ford was then hit by a pitch for the 2nd time on the day, and that brought up Cody Puckett. Runners lead at first and second with 1 away, and the 2-1 pitch. Puckett swings and it's a high fly ball deep left center field. Galen on the run, going back, he will look, and this one is going to go in the gap into the wall. Redmond scores. Ford rounding third. Here's the relay throw to the plate, and it is bobbled by Keith Castillo. Ford is going to step on the bag, and on his way to third goes Puckett. Now Ford in an argument, or rather Castillo in an argument with the home plate umpire Warren Nicholson, as he said he was hit into and the ball came loose because of that. So a run scores, 2 runs score. It's a 2-0 lead, and now Butch Hobson is going to come out of the dugout to argue here with Warren Nicholson or ask Keith Castillo what his thoughts were. So a bit of a confusing play there. Basically on the double, Lou Ford rounding third, a hard collision at home plate. He was sliding for the plate, but collided with Keith Castillo, and on the collision, the ball was jarred loose. So Lou Ford was safe, and it was ruled that he was going for the bag, not trying to barrel over the catcher, but he was clearly upset still from being hit by the pitch earlier in the inning from Walden the second time he was hit on the day. So the 2-run double, regardless, gave the Ducks a 2-0 lead, and that would be more than enough with the way Mark Rogers pitched last night. Coming off the inactive list yesterday, he had suffered an Achilles injury on April 30th in Southern Maryland, but he was fantastic yesterday. 6 scoreless innings. He did not allow a single hit, allowed just 2 base runners, 1 on an error in the second and 1 on a walk in the fourth. But because he was on a limited pitch count, being that it was his first start since coming off the inactive list, Kevin Baez had to take him out of the bullpen, out of the game, out of the starting spot on the mound. And so we had to have a new pitcher come in. It was Carmine Giardina, who would come in the 7th. But before that, the Ducks would give Giardina and the bullpen a bit more breathing room. In the 6th inning, leading things off was Sabatella and Redmond. They both drew walks. So back-to-back walks opening the inning, and that set the stage for Lou Ford. Good speed on the bases, especially at second. The 0-1, and Ford swings, hits this one in the air to right center field. Well hit, long run for Blake Galen. Still going back. He's not going to get it. This one's going all the way to the wall. Sabatella around third will score. Redmond is trying to score. He will go without a throw, and Ford slides in safely at third with a 2-run triple. And the Ducks double their lead. They're in front 4-0 here in the 6th inning. First triple of the year for Lou Ford. That made the score 4-0. Ford then would come home on a wild pitch after Cody Epley was brought into the game for Walden. So 5-0 Ducks going into the 7th. Carmine Giardina ran into trouble. He gave up 2 hits and a walk in the 7th inning, but ultimately got out of it without giving up a run. In the 8th inning, Matt Soren came in and threw a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, Lou Ford doubled to lead off, and after 2 strikeouts by Scott Patterson, up came Reggie Corona trying to extend his hitting streak. 2-2 to Corona, and it is swung on in line into left center field, a base hit for Corona. In from third is Ford to score. Corona keeps the hitting streak alive, and the Ducks lead it 6-0. So Corona extending that hitting streak to 9 games with the base hit to left field. They played it another run. Matt Soren in the 9th inning gave up a leadoff single on the infield to Broad, a fly out to left by Blake Galen, and then a single by Cooper followed. Cooper and Broad would move up on a wild pitch, and Broad would score on an RBI groundout from Brian Cavazos Galvez. But with 2 outs in the inning, the last hope for the Barnstormers to avoid the doubleheader sweep was Keith Castillo, a former Duck. 2-1. Swinging a ground ball back to the mound. Soren fields on a hop, jogs to first, the underhand toss in time for the out. This ball game is over, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the doubleheader from the Lancaster Barnstormers, taking Game 1 3-2 and winning the nightcap in dominant fashion 6-1 over the Barnstormers. So the Ducks with a 6-1 win in the nightcap of the doubleheader. 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Ducks. They left 4 men on base, 1 run, just 4 hits for the Barnstormers, all singles. No errors and 5 left on base. Mark Rogers got the win to improve to 1-1 on the year. And Marcus Walden, the loss, fell to 0-1 on the season. The game took just 2 hours and 35 minutes in front of 5,598 here at Bethpage Ballpark. So with the 2 wins, the Ducks improved to 9-7 on the season. They have set a new winning streak, high winning streak of the year, with 3 in a row, and they are now just a half game back in the Liberty Division standings. As for the Barnstormers, they have now lost 6 consecutive games. They have dropped to 5-12 on the year and are 4 games in back of first place in the Freedom Division. So that sets us up for today's action. The Ducks looking for their first series sweep of the year, trying to take all 4 games from the Barnstormers. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have a look at the pitching matchup, the starting lineups, and then the first pitch between the Ducks and the Barnstormers.
Hi, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Back here at Bethpage Ballpark as we get set for today's game between the Long Island Ducks and the Lancaster Barnstormers, final game of this 4-game series. And a good pitching matchup to round things out here for the series. Ducks will go with right-hander Mickey Janis, the knuckleballer, who will make his first home start of the year, has made 2 starts thus far, both coming away from the Duck Pond. His first came in Southern Maryland on April 29th. He picked up the win in a 3-0 Ducks shutout victory. 5 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. He walked none and struck out 3 to earn his first win in a Ducks uniform. And then in his second start, it came May 5th this past Tuesday up in Bridgeport. Took the loss, and he did not have his best stuff, but he found a way to fight through and keep the Ducks in the ball game. In 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and 4 walks, but only 3 runs allowed, 2 of them earned, and struck out 4. So he was able to keep the Ducks in the game. Unfortunately, Long Island's bullpen late ended up allowing 7 runs over the final 2 innings, and the Ducks offense could not get anything going against DJ Mitchell of the Bluefish, and so he ended up suffering the hard luck loss. So he's 1-1 with a 1.80 earned run average through 2 starts. On the other side, for the Barnstormers, it'll be left-hander Dan Osterbrock, who is back with the Barnstormers this year after starting 23 games, making 31 appearances overall last year, and through 3 starts this year has struggled. He is 0-1 with a 5.68 ERA, 17 hits and 7 walks allowed through 12 2/3 innings, just 6 strikeouts, and his only decision came his last time on the mound last Tuesday in Lancaster against the York Revolution. Allowed 3 runs on 6 hits over just 4 innings of work, walked 2 and struck out 2. So the Barnstormers will be looking to try and end this losing skid that they are on and find a way to salvage the finale of this 4-game series. And as for the Ducks, they're looking to tie their high water mark at 3 games over 500 and pick up their first series sweep of the year. We'll take a break as the Ducks take the field. When we come back, the starting lineups and the first pitch between the Ducks and the Barnstormers.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding health care right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up, it's gone! Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
An outstanding performance from Caitlin Byrne as she sings today's national anthem here at Bethpage Ballpark on an absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon, a little on the hot and humid side. But at the time right now, there is a breeze blowing out towards right field. So the breeze might make things a little bit cooler for the fans here at Bethpage Ballpark. For the Ducks, their concern solely right now is about winning a fourth straight game here over the Barnstormers and picking up the sweep of this four-game series. Well, the Barnstormers will face again knuckleballer right-hander Mickey Janis as he makes his first home start of the season. Here's the lineup that Janis will face. Leading things off will be the second baseman Yusuke Kajimoto. Tyler Bortnick is at third base, batting in the number 2 hole. Center fielder Blake Galen hits in the number 3 spot, and in the cleanup spot for the Barnstormers is the right fielder Brian Cavazos Galvez. Batting fifth and at first base, David Cooper. Doing the catching today is former Duck Keith Castillo. He will bat 6th. Lance Sawatsky hits 7th and plays shortstop. Henry Wrigley, the designated hitter, will bat 8th. And rounding out the order for the Barnstormers is in left field, Kevin Rivers. On the other side, for the Long Island Ducks, managed by Kevin Myers, they will face lefty Dan Osterbrock. Brian Sabatello is the leadoff hitter. He will be in right field. Prentice Redmond gets the half day as the DH after playing left field in both games of the doubleheader yesterday. And Redmond will bat second. Lou Ford back at center field, hits in the 3 spot, and the cleanup hitter is the third baseman Cody Puckett. Batting fifth, playing first base, John Griffin. Jose Morales will do the catching and bat 6th. Hitting 7th, the red-hot Regi Corona is at second base. Evan Crawford will get the start for the first time in this series in left field, and he will bat 8th, and rounding out the order for the Ducks is the shortstop, Dan Lyons. So again, the Ducks 9-7 on the year, including a 5-1 home record and a 9-4 record against Freedom Division opponents, of which the Barnstormers are. Lancaster, though, really has struggled here after winning the championship a year ago. They are just 5-12 this season, 4 games in back in the Freedom Division, 2-8 record on the road, and 0-3, against the Liberty Division, as all 3 games have come against the Long Island Ducks. So we'll see if the Ducks can keep the momentum going from their doubleheader sweep yesterday. Stepping up to the plate is Yusuke Kajimoto. Mickey Janis ready to go on the mound. And the knuckleball ready to fire in. And the first pitch is that knuckleball and misses outside for ball 1. So we begin at about 1:40 p.m. here at Bethpage Ballpark on this Sunday afternoon, and the 1-0 is a fastball in for a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1.
Transportation Services start time of the ball game is 1:39.
They say 1:39 the start time. And the 1-1. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Good knuckleball from Janis, and it's 1-2.
73 degrees.
73 degrees first pitch temperature. Feels warmer than that, though, with the humidity in the air. But again, a nice breeze blowing from right to left now here at the Duck Pond. The 1-2. Missed outside for a ball, 2-2. Of course, we would like to wish a happy Mother's Day to all those in listening land. Thank you so much for tuning in here on your Sunday afternoon. We hope you're all having a great Mother's Day and enjoying this lovely weather. 2-2, ground ball to second base. Regi Corona gobbles it up and is thrown to first in time for the out. And the leadoff man retired for the Barnstormers by Mickey Janis. Kajimoto is now 11 of 65 on the season.
The third baseman, number 3, Tyler Bortnick, number 3.
So with one away, here is the third baseman Tyler Bortnick for the Barnstormers. He will bat from the right side. Bortnick played in the day game of the doubleheader yesterday and was 1 for 4 at the plate with a run scored. First pitch from Janis, big knuckleball, drops in for a strike. And the count 0-1. Janis, primary pitch is that knuckleball. And since he started using it, he is using it more and more in his starts. Here another one that's grounded to third. Cody Puckett on 2 hops, fields, and his throw to first in time thanks to a nice stretch by John Griffin. So 2 batters and 2 ground outs from Janis, and that's what you like to see. When that knuckleball is working, you'll get 2 things. A lot of swings and misses, and B, a lot of ground balls. And so a good sign early on that he has gotten 2 ground balls. He really struggled his last time out with the control of the knuckleball in the get-go of the start. As in the first inning, he walked 3 batters, ultimately allowed 2 runs in the inning to the Bluefish, but was able to settle down after that and walked only 2 more over the next 4 birds. So 3 batters, 3 ground ball outs for the Ducks right-handed knuckleballer. That'll take us to the bottom half of the first inning. It's the Barnstormers nothing, and the Ducks coming to bat.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc paver, let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. Bottom half of inning number 1. Barnstormers and the Ducks scoreless here in the final game of this 4-game series. The Ducks and Municipal Credit Union have teamed up this season to present the Walk with a Purpose promotion. Every time a Long Island Ducks player walks, Municipal Credit Union will make a donation to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Municipal Credit Union serving members since 1916.
Sunday afternoon, here's right fielder, number 44, Brian Sabatella, number 44.
Well, here's Brian Sabatella to the plate, and as he is introduced, some nice cheers from the fans here. Of course, Sabatella, a Long Island native, and presumably a lot of family and friends in attendance on this Mother's Day to watch him play. First pitch, and I'll take a curveball down low from Dan Osterbrock, the left-hander, starting for the Barnstormers, his 4th start of the year. So Sabatella had 1 ball and no strikes. He bats from the right side and takes the next pitch outside for ball 2. Sabatella 15 hits in his first 65 at-bats, 1 home run and 9 runs batted in. The 2-0. There's a strike on the outside corner from Osterbrock. And the count 2-1. Osterbrock, a 6'4", 205-pound left-hander out of Cincinnati, Ohio. 2-1. That's in for a called strike. And the 28-year-old pitcher now has even the count at 2-2. Sabatella will be followed by Prentice Redmond. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased the breaking ball low and outside. So Sabatella strikes out for the first out here in today's ballgame. Osterbrock does not strike out many. Just 2 strikeouts in each of his first 3 starts. So that's 6 total in 12 2/3 innings. He's walked 7 batters, including 4 in his 2nd start of the year at York on April 29th. So with 1 down, here's Prentice Redmond from the right side, and he'll take low and outside for ball 1. Barnstormers in the road gray jerseys, and Lancaster and block lettering on the front with a red number on the back. And the 1-0. That's in for a strike at the knees. The count 1-1. Ducks are going with the Sunday orange jerseys with the Ducks logo on the front, green number on the front and the back, and the brand new white LI caps here today. 1-1, ripped into the air to left center field. Well hit, but over is Kevin Rivers to make the catch. Got a good jump on that ball off the bat of Redmond. So he is now 9 of 38 on the season between the Bluefish and the Ducks, and with 2 away, that'll leave it up to Lou Ford.
Hitting third for Long Island, here's the center fielder, number 20, Lou Ford, number 20.
It'll be interesting to see what offensive production we get from both sides today. You have to think that both of these teams are quite tired, as by the end of the day, 4 games will have been played in the span of 36 hours. First pitch misses outside for ball 1, or I should say of a span of about 48 hours between Friday night and Sunday afternoon. Here's the 1-0, and that misses inside on a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Ford hitting 16 of 62 this year. That's a .258 average. 1 homer, but 12 runs batted in. And here he rips one down the left field line. This is going to land in for a base hit. Rivers will field in the corner and fires in quickly to hold forward to a single. Now the ball got away from Kajimoto, but a good job by Cooper to back up. So Lou Ford with another hit as he singles to left. Ford yesterday had 2 hits in the nightcap of the doubleheader and 3 runs. And he picks up a 2-out single here in the first inning. That keeps the inning alive, and up to the plate will step Cody Puckett. Well, like Ford, Puckett with 12 runs batted in on the year. The two are actually the co-leaders in the Atlantic League in RBIs here in the early going. Ford will take his lead at first in the first pitch. Puckett takes a breaking ball over the outside corner for strike 1. Puckett at 20 of 65 on the year. That's a .308 average. And he is tied for the league lead with 4 home runs, tied with Gustavo Molina of the Blue Crabs. 0-1, hit in the air to left field. Rivers will drift a couple steps over to his left and make the catch, and that will retire the side. So a good start for Dan Osterbach, allows just a 2-out hit by Lou Ford. 1 left on base, and we go to the second with the Ducks and the Barnstormers scoreless here at Bethpage Ballpark.
Hi, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the Hebrew National Picnic Area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls Party Deck, the Trout Town Fan Can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
To the second inning we go. No score. Ducks and the Barnstormers here in the early going of this Sunday afternoon matinee. Brian Cavazos Galvez to lead off in the inning, and it is time for the Ducks Health Report, which is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapist of the Long Island Ducks. First pitch from Janice, line into left field for a base hit. Redmond will chase this, or check that. That is, Crawford will chase it back to the wall, and he's able to get it in quickly, though, and hold Cavazos Galvez to a single. So Cavazos Galvez, who's moved up into the cleanup spot here in today's game, with the first hit for the Barnstormers, a knuckleball that hung up over the plate.
David Cooper, number 18.
So Cavazos Galvez with the single, and that'll bring up the first baseman David Cooper, who will bat from the left side. First pitch on the way, and that breaking ball misses low for ball 1. Cooper, the 5-hitter for Lancaster today. So on the Ducks Health Report is one player who is out on the inactive list, and that is Sergio Perez. No timetable, but he is dealing with an oblique strain. It's been bothering him since his start in Southern Maryland, his first of the year. 1-0 is on the outside corner, a called strike, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. Ducks also made a roster move today after last evening. Hector Ambrose, their setup man, was signed by the Washington Nationals organization and is going to go to pitch at Double-A Harrisburg. So the Ducks were a man short in the bullpen and already pitching thin. And the 1-1 is low in the zone for ball 2 from Janice. And so the Ducks signed Long Island native and longtime Duck Chris McCoy just to have an extra arm in the bullpen today. Don't expect that to be a long-term signing, but if the Ducks are in need of a pitcher today to go some extended relief, that is what McCoy can do. 2-1, breaking ball, and laying off of it was Cooper. Janice misses low. So he's fallen behind here, 3-1 on Cooper, who on the season is 17 of 63. It's a .270 batting average, 2 home runs, and 8 runs batted in. So 3 balls, we'll see if Cavazos Galvez takes off from first at all. He has 3 steals on the year. 3-1, there he goes, and pitches up high for ball 4. So Mickey Janis, a leadoff single, and now a walk, and he's running into trouble here in the second inning against the Barnstormers.
Back in the 6th position, the catcher number 28, Keith Castillo, number 28.
So a runner at first, a runner at second, nobody out. And Janis in an early jam here, and will face former Duck Keith Castillo, a switch-hitting catcher who will bat from the left side. Castillo grown out the hair this offseason, now has very long hair. Pops out the back of his helmet and on the top of the back of his jersey. First pitch, he squares to bunt, pulls back, and he takes outside for ball 1. So that's now 4 straight out of the zone for Mickey Janis. Castillo hitting just .237 this year, 9 hits and 38 at-bats. The 1-0. Runners take their leads. Castillo does not square this time, but a half swing. And Mario, check that. Frank Urilli, the home plate umpire, says he went around, so that is strike 1. Frank Urilli behind home plate. Mario Rosas is over at first, and around at third is Warren Nicholson. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Castillo already squaring. Here's the pitch from Janis. He'll pull back again, and he takes low. Janis having trouble finding the strike zone here, and that's what sometimes can be the case from knuckleballers. They can be very accurate and get a lot of ground balls, and then at other times they have trouble either finding the strike zone or they leave balls up in the zone with little movement. Castillo will square yet again. And the 2-1 is bunted towards third, caught on the line by Puckett. The throw to first, in time, a double play. Now running over to third base is Morales, because nobody was over at third with Puckett fielding the bunt and had to make sure Cavazos Galvez would not go to third on the play. So it's a double play, no sacrifice, with the batter Keith Castillo put out on the liner to third. And then caught off of first base is David Cooper, and that put out goes 5-3. Heads up play there by Cody Puckett. So 2 away on the line drive double play, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Lance Sawatsky. First pitch from Janis, and Zawatsky hits it on the ground to the right side. Nice play by Rigi Corona on the edge of the outfield grass. They'll throw to first for the out, and a great job by Mickey Janis to get out of the jam. A leadoff single and a walk to start the inning, but he gets a 5-3 double play on the line drive bunt from Keith Castillo, in which they double off Cooper at first, and then a ground out to second by Zawatsky ends the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score, Ducks and Barnstormers.
Hi, this is shortstop Dan Lyons. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheDannyLyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment, too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. To the bottom of the second inning we go after Mickey Janis gets out of a big jam in the top of the second inning. Ducks and the Barnstormers remain scoreless. We go to the bottom half of the inning. John Griffin to lead off for Long Island against Jose Morales, against Dan Osterbrock, and then Jose Morales and Rigi Corona to follow. First pitch, and Griffin takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Griffin 10 of 59 to start the year, 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. Got his first multi-hit game in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. And the 1-0. Curveball misses low, 4-2. Michael Pollock here bringing you all the action. Thanks so much for joining us on your Mother's Day, Sunday afternoon. 2-0. Misses the outside corner. And Griffin trying to work a leadoff walk. Apologies if it sounds as though I cannot speak right now. I do have a bit of a frog in my throat. As the 3-0 is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. But I appreciate you tuning in and joining us for the action today. A sunshine day here at Bethpage Ballpark. 3-1, and that's up and away for ball 4. So John Griffin draws the walk against the left-hander Dan Osterbrock. First walk of the day for a Ducks batter. And the 5th of the year drawn by John Griffin. And that is another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins.
Batting in the 6th position for Long Island, the catcher number 26, Jose Morales, number 26.
So a runner at first, nobody out. Up to the plate steps Jose Morales, who is using a pink bat here today at Bethpage Ballpark. And the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. So Jose Morales in the Mother's Day spirit has a fresh pink bat as he stands in from the right side at home plate. He's a switch hitter, batting an even 200 on the year, 8 for 40. And the 1-0. Fastball hits the inside corner for a strike. And the count 1-1. Osterbrock picked up the loss his last time out, May 5th. That was this past Tuesday at home against the York Revolution. Allowed 3 runs on 6 hits in 4 innings of work. Walked 2 and struck out 2 in a 6-1 Revolution victory. 1-1. On the ground, back up the middle, goes off the backside of Osterbrock. The second baseman Kajimoto Field steps on second and throws to first. So that'll be a 1-4-3 double play. Hit into by Jose Morales and a bit of a bad break. If that gets past Osterbrock, it might go up the middle, but that looked like it caught him on the back of the leg as he turned away from it on the follow-through. And so I'm pretty sure that if that ball gets past him, it might go through for a double play, go through for a base hit. But ultimately not the case. First pitch to Reggie Corona is in for a called strike. And the count goes to 0-1 on Corona, who's up to 386 on the year. The 0-1 on the ground, back to the middle, off the glove of Osterbrock. Fields behind the mound, the throw to first, and a good stretch from David Cooper in time for the out. Tough break for the Ducks there. As Osterbrock helping himself out. 1 to hit the ball on the back of the leg on the double play. And then there, knocking the ball down on the line drive up the middle by Corona and making the play to end the inning. So no runs, no hits, a walk, but nobody left on base. To the 3rd we go, no score.
Hey, this is pitcher Eric Neeson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
To the 3rd inning we go. Mickey Janis to face Henry Wrigley as we lead things off. First pitch as he was moving closer to first base and moving towards his target. as he fielded the ball and threw. It would be a much easier play for him than for Lyons.
Left fielder number 21, Kevin Rivers, number 21.
So one away on the ground out by Wrigley. And that'll bring up Kevin Rivers, the 9-hitter and left fielder who has struggled in the early going this year. Janis' first pitch is a knuckleball lane at the knees for strike one. Rivers 9 hits and 53 at-bats. That's a 170 average. No homers or RBIs. He has scored 4 runs. And the 0-1 is a knuckleball low. And that'll even the count at 1-1. Janis trying to get back in the win column after suffering a hard luck loss his last time out. The 1-1 is outside for ball 2. Last time, 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 4 hits in 5 innings. He also walked 4 batters but struck out 4. And the 2-1, that's in at the knees for a strike from the right-hander in the count 2-2. And really just had to get through the control issues he had in the early going of the game, and then after doing that was able to settle in nicely and keep the Ducks in the ball game. 2-2, fastball swung on and missed for strike 3. So Mickey Janis went with the fastball there with 2 strikes and blew it by Wrigley up high, by Rivers up high. First strike out of the ball game for Janis, and that is the second out here in the 3rd inning.
Back to the top of the order for the Barnstormers with second baseman number 1, Yusuke Kajimoto, number 1.
So as you hear from public address announcer Bob Otone, Yusuke Kajimoto will now come up to the plate, leadoff hitter batting from the left side. First pitch from Janis, knuckleball, outside corner for strike 1. Janis was a winner his first time out this season against his former team. He's actually faced both of his former Atlantic League teams this year on the road, Southern Maryland and Bridgeport in that order. Kajimoto takes a knuckleball that hits the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. He is just 11 of 65 on the year. That's a 169 average. And yesterday in the doubleheader, he was a combined 0 for 7. With a run batted in on a sac fly here, a ground ball up the middle, diving play by Lyons to knock it down, but no chance to get Kajimoto at first. And that is an infield single. So Kajimoto with the second hit of the day for the Barnstormers.
Tyler Bortnick, number 3.
Good effort by Lyons to get to that baseball. Made a nice diving stop, but with Kajimoto's speed, no chance to get him. In fact, with most guys, wouldn't have a chance to make that play. So here's Tyler Bortnick to bat from the right side with a runner at first, 2 away. Janis' first pitch is a knuckleball on the outside corner for strike 1. Bortnick grounded out to third his first time up. Righty. A throw over to first. And back safely is Kajimoto, who this year 3 stolen bases and has been caught stealing once. Righty. Janis comes set on the mound. Long look in, now deals, and Bortnick takes low and outside. Laid off the pitch there in the count 1-1. Bortnick again played in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Was 1 for 4, picked up his 6th double of the year and scored a run. But he did not play in the nightcap as Michael Broad played third base. 1 ball, 1 strike offering, lifted in the air to shallow right center field, going out, Regi Corona, and the Ducks' second baseman with a nice over-the-shoulder running catch. Regi Corona continuing to play a terrific second base for the Ducks, and that will end the inning. So just a 2-out infield single by Yusuke Kajimoto, that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Ducks and the Barnstormers scoreless.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Brian Sabatella, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to. Fans, discover the difference at Huntington Honda and find Long Island's all-star lineup of over 1,200 new Hondas. Huntington Honda steps up to the plate to treat every customer with no pressure, respect, and Grand Slam service after the sale. Discover the difference in a winning buying experience at HuntingtonHondaCars.com, and then visit Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110. So we go to the bottom of the third inning. No score between the Ducks and the Barnstormers. Evan Crawford to lead off, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Crawford getting his first action of this series after not playing in the first 3 games. And Osterbrock's pitch, lifted in the air, foul, first base side. Cooper over towards the stands on the warning track. He's not going to have a play. Completely misplayed that one. He was chasing more to the stands, and the ball actually went more down the right field line and ended up landing on the grass. That is a foul ball, strike 2. Crawford got off to a good start this year, but has struggled of late, averaged down to 211 on the season, 8 of 38, with a run batted in and 5 runs scored. Osterbrock's 0-2, fastball low and away down in the dirt. Good block by Castillo, the count 1-2. Crawford and Lyons to bat, and then back to the top of the order for Brian Sabatella. The 1-2, outside for ball number 2. Now leaving up the count on the speedy Evan Crawford. Ducks scored first in both of the games yesterday, trying to do so again here today. And the 2-2, lifted in the air to center field, fairly well hit, but playable for Blake Galen. And slightly to the left center field gap, he'll make the catch. So Crawford is retired, and that is the first out here in the third inning.
Hitting with the ninth position for Long Island, the shortstop, number 12, Dan Lyons, number 12.
Just 1 hit, 1 walk thus far in the early going for the Ducks. That'll bring up the shortstop and 9-hitter Dan Lyons. And he will bat from the right side. Had a great first game for the Ducks, and then did not play in game 2 as Blake Davis played short. First pitch misses way outside for ball 1. Lyons in game 1 yesterday, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles in the opener of the doubleheader. Also picked up a run batted in, his 6th of the year. 1-0. That's low in the dirt for ball 2 from Osterbrock. Osterbrock, a returner from a year ago. He was a member of the Barnstormers in 2014. Was 11-4 with a 3.78 ERA through 31 games, 23 of which were starts. 2-0. Lyons checks his swing. They appeal the first. Mario Rosas said he did not go. And the count 3-0. 145 innings of work last year for Osterbrock. He gave up 150 hits, only 28 walks allowed to 89 strikeouts. And here he deals a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. Then in the playoffs, made 2 starts, was 1-0 with an even 3 ERA. 3-1, breaking ball, just missed upstairs. Osterbrock and the Barnstormers thought they had strike 3. In fact, Lance Sawatsky, the shortstop, raised his arm in the air as if to say, where was that pitch? That is the second walk of the game drawn by a Ducks hitter, another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. So on at first base is the speedy Dan Lyons with 1 out. We'll see if Kevin Myers gets him in motion at all. Here's Brian Sabatella, who struck out in his first at-bat of the day. And the first pitch from Osterbrock is a breaking ball strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Sabatella striking out in the first. Yesterday in the doubleheader went 0 for 3 in game 1, 0 for 2 in game 2, but he did draw a pair of walks and scored a run in the second game. Osterbrock's 0-1, and Sabatella lifts this one in the air down the right field line. Going to be a long run for Cavazos Galvez towards the line. He won't get it. It'll drop in for a base hit. Lyons will go to second and stop right there. And so a bit of a break there as Sabatella lifting it in the air down the right field line, found the right spot. And he's got his first hit of the day, and each team now with a pair of hits in the game.
Prentice Redmond, number 28.
That was a high pop-up. That was a bit too far out for the second baseman Kajimoto to get to it. And too far in for the right fielder Brian Cavazos Galvez to get to it. And it landed right on the outfield grass for a single. So good speed now at first and second for the Ducks. Here's Prentice Redmond to the plate from the right side. Runners go right away. Pitch is low and no play made. There is the aggressiveness from Kevin Myers. Did not wait. Dan Lyons got an unbelievable jump from second, as did Sabatella at first. And Keith Castillo thought about throwing to second, but realized he had no play. So the Ducks pull off the double steal and get runners in a scoring position with one out. For Sabatella, his league-leading 7th stolen base of the year. For Lyons, his 3rd. And so the Ducks threatening to take the early lead. Second and third, one out. 1-0 is outside for ball 2 to Prentice Redmond. So Sabatella will lead at second base, Lyons at third. A base hit should give the Ducks a 2-run advantage to the outfield. Osterbrock steps off the rubber, wants to go through the signs again with Castillo. From the stretch, the 2-0. And Redmond takes down low for ball 3. And Osterbrock struggling to find the strike zone here. Walked Lyons, gave up the single to Sabatella. That fell in right. Now behind 3-0 on Redmond with the dangerous Lou Ford waiting on deck. From the stretch, see if Redmond swings 3-0. He will not, and he takes a strike over the outside corner, 3-1. Very rare you see players swing 3-0, but occasionally some guys will do it if they get a pitch that they want right over the middle of the plate. Redmond took on the outside corner there. Now a 3-1 offering. Osterbrock deals, and Redmond takes away for ball 4. So the 3rd walk of the game by Dan Osterbrock, 2nd of the inning. Another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. The Ducks with the bases loaded and 1 away. And that'll bring up Lou Ford with a chance to put the Ducks in front. For Ford yesterday, a slow start to the doubleheader. He was 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch, but in the nightcap, 2 hits and 3 at-bats, his 5th double, his first triple, and had 2 RBIs and scored 3 runs. The first Duck this season to score 3 in a game. And the first pitch here is a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1 from Osterbrock. So Ford and Cody Puckett again tied for the Atlantic League lead with 12 doubles on the year, and a chance for Ford to take over that lead if he can bring home at least Lyons from third, and a fly ball would do that. 0-1, low in the dirt. That'll even up the count at a ball and a strike on Ford, who picked up a base hit in his first at bat. A clean single to left, his 17th hit of the year. Lyons at third, Sabatella at second, Redmond at first. And the 1-1, Ford swings, grounds this one towards the middle. Zawatsky diving stop, flips the second one, the turn to first. In time, a double play. Oh, what a play by the Barnstormers. Lance Zawatsky, a diving stop up the middle, flipped it out of his glove to Kajimoto at second, and the turn to first beat Lou Ford by a step, and Dan Osterbrock gets out of the jam. So despite two walks and a single, no runs for the Ducks, and they end up leaving 2 on base. We'll take this game to the 4th, and we remain scoreless here at Bethpage Ballpark.
Hey fans, this is left-handed pitcher Tommy Organ, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. On to the fourth inning here at Bethpage Ballpark. Long Island Ducks and the Lancaster Barnstormers scoreless thanks to a great play by Lance Sawatsky to start a 6-4 3-double play that ended the bottom of the third with the bases loaded and one out. First pitch bunted foul by Blake Galen for strike one. We go to the fourth inning. It is time for today's trivia question, where we test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. Next pitch missing low and scooting past Jose Morales. Base is empty, though. The count 1-1 on Blake Galen. Well, last night, Lou Ford with 3 runs scored for the Ducks, the most in a single game this year so far for Long Island. The 1-1, Galen takes a curveball low for ball 2. Last year, the high for the Ducks was 4 runs in a single game. It was done by 2 different players. We want to know who those 2 players were. 2-1, outside. Look like a fastball from Janis that time, the count 3-1. Which 2 players for the Ducks last year scored 4 runs in a single game? We'll let you think about it. We'll give you the answer in the bottom half of this inning. A hint, neither are with the Ducks now. A 3-1, in at the knees for a strike. And the count full on Blake Galen, who, as we mentioned in his first at-bat, just 1 of 11 now in the series after grounding to second in the opening inning. Payoff pitch, and that's lifted foul over the screen and off to the third base side of the plate. A very lovely Mother's Day here at Bethpage Ballpark. The Ducks offering a special Mother's Day brunch, which had about 200-plus people enjoying that over in the picnic area, the Hebrew National Picnic area down the left field line. Payoff, and Galen lifts it in the air to left field. Fairly well hit, drifting back Evan Crawford, and he'll catch up to it in fairly deep left for the first out of the fourth inning. Some toast, some eggs, mimosas, Bloody Marys, everything you can think of for a lovely breakfast, some fruit as well. Fans enjoying a 90-plus minute all-you-can-eat buffet brunch down in the picnic area, and they get to enjoy a game of baseball here today. It's also a Sunday family fun day, so action before and after the game as Brian Cavazos Galvez takes the knuckleball for strike one. Prior to the game, fans were invited onto the field for an autograph session with the Ducks from 12:50 to 1:05. And the 0-1 is hit in the air to left, well hit. Crawford going back to the track at the wall. He looks up, and you can forget it. A solo home run to left for Brian Cavazos Galvez, his 3rd home run of the season and 2nd of the series. The Barnstormers strike first here in the 4th. They lead it 1-0. Cavazos Galvez will come to home plate as he picks up, again, home run number 3 on the year, his 12th run batted in. And he is now 2 for 2 on the day off of the knuckleballer, Mickey Janis. First at bat, he singled to left on the first pitch, and here on the second pitch, he hits the home run down the left field line. Here's David Cooper with 1 out, and that's taken low for ball 1. For Janis, that is the first home run he has given up this season. 1-0 from the right-hander. Taken on the outside corner for a strike, the count 1-1. Entering the week, Ducks had a wide margin of more home runs that they have hit rather than given up. This one taken for a strike and the count 1-2. Ducks have gone into a bit of a homer drought, though. They have not gone deep since this past Tuesday, a span of 5 games. This one on the ground to third. Cody Puckett stays with the weird bounce. And is throw to first in time for the out. So Cooper retired after he walked in his first plate appearance, 2 away, and that'll bring up Keith Castillo. But now the Ducks giving up a few too many home runs of late, especially in this series. Barnstormers did not homer yesterday, but they had 3 here on Friday night in the 11-10 Ducks win. Now opponents have hit 10 home runs against Ducks pitching, while Long Island's offense has just 9. First pitch is in for a strike to Castillo, 0-1. Castillo, in his first at-bat, tried to sacrifice the runners over and instead popped the bunt to third, and it turned into a double play. Here he takes up and away, though, and that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Castillo yesterday played in Game 2, was 0 for 3 at the plate. Here he takes low for ball 2. Drew a walk in a pinch hit appearance in game 1 of the Twinville. Now 2-1 pitch from Janis. Winds and fires. Now not taken on the outside corner. Good knuckleball for a strike. And the count 2-2. Janis tends to throw his knuckleball a bit harder than most. A lot of other pitchers will tend to throw it in a bit slower, but he uses good speed on it. And here Castillo pops it up. Foul territory, third base side. Cody Puckett around the bag will make the catch. And that will end the inning. So just one hit in the inning, but it ends up putting the Barnstormers in front. A solo homer to left for Brian Cavazos Galvez. And at the end of 3.5, it is now Lancaster 1 and Long Island nothing.
Hey fans, this is Jose Morales, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DuckBaseball.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
We are going to the bottom of the fourth here at Bethpage Ballpark. Barnstormers have an early 1-0 lead over the Long Island Ducks, and it is time for the answer to today's fourth inning trivia, where we test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. Gave you the question in the top half of this inning that yesterday, for the first time this year, a Ducks player scored 3 runs in a game. That was Lou Ford. Season high last year was 4 in a single game. 2 different Ducks did that, and we want to know who they were. And if you guessed Randy Ruiz and Bill Hall, a pair of former major leaguers, you would be correct. Randy Ruiz scored 4 runs on May 28th in Lancaster in a big Ducks victory. First pitch here to Cody Puckett is outside for ball 1. And it was replicated again on August 19th in Bridgeport when Bill Hall scored 4 times for Long Island. Puckett a ground ball here to third. Fielded on the hop by Bortnick, and his throw to first is in time. So Cody Puckett retired on the ground out to third. And there's one away here in the fourth inning. Just 5 hits combined between the two teams thus far. And the only run coming on the home run from Brian Cavazos Galvez in the top of the inning.
John Griffin, number 33.
So with one away, up to the plate will step John Griffin, and he swings and misses at the first pitch, a breaking ball over the outside part of the plate, and the count 0-1. Griffin drew a walk his first time up back in inning number 2. And Osterbrock's 0-1 is swung on and missed as he cut on a pitch down and in. So 0-2 the count. Ducks will have an off day tomorrow in the middle of this homestand and recharge their batteries before they welcome in the Bluefish for 3 games middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 0-2, fastball on the outside corner for strike 3. So John Griffin is retired on the strikeout, his 25th strikeout of the year. And that is the first out of the fourth inning and the second strikeout of the day for Osterbrock. So that'll bring up the catcher, Jose Morales, switch hitter batting from the right side as the first 2 retired here by Dan Osterbrock. First pitch, Morales will take a breaking ball in for a strike, the count 0-1. Morales first time up. Had a hard ground ball back to the mound. As the 0-1 is low. Got away from Castillo. Nobody on the bases, though. Count even up at 1-1. However, on the hard ground ball, it hit off the back of the leg of Dan Osterbrock. Ricocheted to Kachimoto at second, who stepped on the bag and threw to first for the double play. 1-1, ripped in the air to center field. Fairly well hit, but drifting back, Blake Galen, he will make the catch. The Ducks go down 1-2-3 in the fourth after the Barnstormers take the lead in the top half of the inning. So we will take this game to inning number 5 here at the Duck Pond as Long Island trails Lancaster 1-0.
Hey fans, this is Sergio Perez and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc paver, let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. To the fifth inning we go here at Bethpage Ballpark. By the way, fans, back in the third inning when Tyler Bortnick popped out to the second baseman Richie Corona, that was the 15th out of today's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute phone call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. So the Barnstormers with a 1-0 lead on the fourth inning home run by Brian Cavazos Galvez. As we go to the fifth inning, leading things off will be Lance Zawatsky, a shortstop and 7-hitter who made an outstanding play to save a run back in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch is in for a called strike. The count 0-1. Zawatsky a ground out to second base back in the second. A nice sliding grab by Richie Corona. He's made two very nice plays so far today. 0-1 line in the left field, racing in Evan Crawford. He's going to have to play it on a hop. A leadoff single by Zawatsky, who had a good day at the plate yesterday, and the leadoff man on for Lancaster in the fifth. Zawatsky went 0 for 3 in the nightcap of the doubleheader, but in game one, he was 3 for 3 at the plate with 2 doubles, his second and third of the year. So Zawatsky, the runner at first with nobody out, and Henry Wrigley, the 8-hitter and DH, will come up to face Mickey Janis. Right-hander gets the sign and comes set. Runner goes, the pitch is swung on and fouled off at the plate. Zawatsky got a good jump, but the ball tipped at the plate by Wrigley, and the count 0-1. Take a look at some of the out-of-town scores here as we go to the bottom of the top of the fifth inning. Bluefish and the Patriots playing at TD Bank Ballpark today. No score, bottom half of the fifth inning after the Bluefish won last night. Here's the 0-1. Pitch on the way, and that's popped up foul. First base side, Griffin and Morales giving it a look, but this will be well back into the seats. Skipped off of several rows of seats and then bounced back down onto the field. So the count now 0-2 on Wrigley. TJ Mitchell starting for the Bluefish today, taken out after just 4 innings. He walked 5 batters. Cody Scarpetta now in the game. Matt Zielinski starting for the Patriots. And again, they are scoreless. So Somerset with just 1 hit so far today. 0-2 to Wrigley. Janis kicks and fires, and the pitch is down low. Wrigley a ground out to third base, his first time up. River Sharks hosting the Skeeters at Campbell's Field. 2-1 Skeeters lead, bottom half of the fourth inning. Maloney, the starter for the Skeeters. Gleason going for the River Sharks. 1-2 the count. And Janis's pitch on the way. Knuckleball lifted in the air to shallow center. Dan Lyons, the shortstop, gives way to the second baseman, Reggie Corona, who will make the catch. So on the soft line drive, Henry Wrigley is retired. And that is the first out here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up the left fielder and 9-hitter Kevin Rivers to the plate.
Left fielder, number 21.
Later tonight in New York, Pennsylvania, a 5 o'clock start. Revolution will host the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, the only other game going on in the Atlantic League. So 3 early games, 1 late game. Now with 1 on and 1 out here is Kevin Rivers, who struck out swinging his first time up. The only strikeout of the day for Janis. First pitch was a pitch out. Morales thought that Zawatsky was going to go for second. But the pitch was taken for ball 1. Rivers yesterday played in the day game, was 0 for 2 at the plate, and in left field in the night game was 0 for 3. 0-1, there goes the runner. Pitch swung on and missed for a strike 2 with a throw down to second in time. Lions slapped the tag down on Lance Zawatsky, so he is caught stealing. For Zawatsky, the first time he has been caught stealing this year. If I'm not mistaken, the count is now 1-1. So Zawatsky will head back to the Barnstormer dugout. As Butch Hobson was hoping to get him in the scoring position, but unable to do so. Put out on it goes 2-6 as Janis misses low with the knuckleball for ball 2. Janis trying to work through the 5th, face the minimum 3 hitters as Rivers fouls one off to the third base side out of play. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barnstormers 1, Ducks nothing here in the top half of the 5th inning. 2-2, and Rivers takes low for ball 3. Yankees have a 4-1 lead over the Baltimore Orioles today at Yankee Stadium. Carlos Beltran, a home run for the Yankees. J.J. Hardy has one for the Orioles. Yankees also getting an RBI single from Didi Gregorius and a two-run double from Jacoby Ellsbury. 3-2 is low for ball 4, and Mickey Janis just walked the number 9 hitter, Kevin Rivers. Not what you want to do with the way Rivers has been struggling here this year. That's the second walk that Janis has allowed here today, and back to the top of the order for Yusuke Kajimoto. Michael Pineda, the starter for the Yankees today. Bud Norris started last year, just 3 1/3 for the Orioles. And Brian Mattis has now come in. Runner at first, 2 down. Here's Kajimoto, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Janis works out of the stretch, and his first pitch is a knuckleball that misses low for ball 1. Phillies with a 2-1 lead over the Mets at Citizens Bank Park, bottom half of the 4th inning. For the Phillies, a home run by Billingsley, the pitcher, his first of the year. Off of Bartolo Colon, the Mets starter today. Ripped into right field. Brian Sabatella moves in, and to his right, he'll make the running catch. So Kajimoto hit it well on a line drive, but the ball caught by Sabatella, and that's the final out of the 5th inning. No runs on 1 hit and a walk. 1 runner left on base. We are halfway through today, 4.5 complete. Barnstormers lead the Ducks 1-0.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Evan Crawford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the Hebrew National Picnic Area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls Party Deck, the Trout Town Fan Can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times, every time.
On to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop on your next visit here to Bethpage Ballpark, where exclusive hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. So, for the Ducks, it will be Rigi Corona to lead things off. 7, 8, and 9 in the Ducks order against Dan Osterbrock, who has thrown 4 scoreless innings thus far, limiting the Ducks to just 2 hits. And Corona takes a breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. Corona, a ground ball back to the mound, a hard one that was knocked down by Osterbrock, and he was able to make the play at first. 1-0 is inside. Corona had 2 balls and no strikes. Again, yesterday, picked up a couple of hits in the opener, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored, and was hitless in the nightcap until his last at bat, as this one misses low. And he's ahead now, 3 balls and no strikes, but he picked up a single to left center in his last trip to the plate and kept the hitting streak alive, now at 9 games. 3-0, taken all the way, just hits the outside corner for a strike. Corona in that span of the 9-game hitting streak, .441 average, 15 hits and 34 at-bats. And the 3-1 swung on and foul, tipped at the plate, just off to the third base side behind the dish, and the count 3-2. He's also got 10 hits now in his last 20 at-bats and 4 multi-hit games in his last 5 games overall. So it'll be a 3-ball, 2-strike pitch to the leadoff hitter Corona as the Ducks try and pull even with the Barnstormers. Here's the 3-2. Fastball inside, it hit him. Corona is hit on the left side as that ball seemed to get away from Osterbrock. Lou Ford was hit twice in yesterday's games. Once in the first game of the doubleheader, once again in the second game. Oh, I'm sorry, once in the first game of the doubleheader, and also was hit in game number 1 of this series on Friday. My mistake. He was hit once in the first game, once in the second game. I'm reading things wrong here. Here's Evan Crawford. Runner goes from first to have him caught. The throw down to second base is in time. They say Corona is out, and that Kajimoto applied the tag. So before a pitch is even thrown, Corona was trying to go for second, and that time the aggressiveness a bit too early. And the caught stealing will go 1-3-4. As it was Kajimoto, it looked like who applied the tag. So now Crawford up with the bases empty and 1 out, and the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. Crawford a ground ball back to the mound, fly ball to center in his first at bat. First time Corona's been caught stealing this year. And here Crawford fouls one off. First base side out of play, and the count even at 1-1. This is the first action for Crawford since Thursday's game in Bridgeport when he committed an error that allowed the Bluefish to tie the game in extra innings. And here he takes inside for ball 2. And the count now 2-1. Ducks have taken the lead in the top half of the 11th inning. As the 2-1 on the way. Grounded foul at the plate. But he came in, and in the bottom half of the inning, first batter, Luis Rodriguez, looked at a fly ball down the left field line. And Crawford racing towards the line, overran it slightly, dropped the ball for an error. And then the next batter, a double to left, scoring the tying run. That kept the game going. 2-2, jammed inside and fouled it back to the screen. Fastball from Osterbrock misses outside. That has run the count full at 3-2 on Evan Crawford. Osterbrock has walked a total of 3 hitters in this game and now has hit a batter. But again, only 2 hits allowed. A single by Ford, a single by Sabatella. This one popped up foul, first base side. Cooper overran it slightly, now comes back towards the line, makes the catch in foul territory. So Crawford now 0 for 2 in the game. With 2 down. That'll leave it up to the shortstop and 9-hitter, Dan Lyons.
Shortstop, number 12, Dan Lyons, number 12.
So a 2 away here is Dan Lyons to the plate, batting from the right side. Walked his first time up, and here takes low for ball 1. Lyons a walk back in the third, went to second on a single by Sabatella, and then stole third on a double steal. And here he grounds one towards short, backhanded by Zawadzki. The off-balance throw to first is just in time to get him out. And that'll retire the side. 5 scoreless innings now from Dan Osterrock as the Ducks go hitless and leave nobody on base in the 5th. We'll go to the 6th here on this Mother's Day afternoon. The Barnstormers still clinging to a 1-0 lead.
Hey fans, this is left-handed pitcher Carmine Giardina, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
The results are in. PSEG Long Island is delivering 99.9% reliability. We got there by strengthening equipment and clearing trees along power lines across our area. And our new outage management system will continue to ensure improved communications and faster restoration. 99.9% reliable. It's one more way we're serving you better. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.psegliny.com/reliability.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to. On to the 6th inning we go. 1-0, the Barnstormers still leading the Ducks on the Brian Cavazos-Galvez home run in the 4th inning. And Ducks fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Lynch Shop on your next visit here to Bethpage Ballpark, where exclusive hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. First pitch misses upstairs for ball 1 to Bortnick, who is 0 for 2 in the day. Ground out to third in the first and a pop out to second in the third. 1-0 is hit on the ground towards third, right along the line, but is fielded in foul territory by Cody Puckett. And the count 1-1. Bortnick with his 0 for 2 is now 1 of 8 in the series. Had a double here, again in the day game yesterday, but that has been it thus far for the third baseman. Now 1-1 pitch coming from Mickey Janis. Kicks and fires. Well hit in the air to left field, but right there, Evan Crawford, and I'll make the catch on the line drive. So Bortnick hit it hard, but hit it right at Evan Crawford. That's the first out. Mickey Janis has pitched well today for the Ducks. He has gone now 5 1/3 innings, giving up just 1 run on 4 hits, has walked 2 batters, and has struck out just 1, but hasn't really need much of the strikeouts. He's gotten guys to hit the ball both in the air and on the ground for outs, but Brian Cavazos-Galvez has been the toughest at bat for him. And Blake Galen, the hitter, now takes low for ball 1. Galen is now 0 for 2 in this game with a grounder to second and a fly out to left. He's now 1 of 12 in the series, and he takes low for ball 2. Dave Collins, the broadcaster for the Barnstormers, gave us a great stat earlier today about the struggles for the Barnstormers in scoring position this series. 2-0. Fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. That's been a big reason where the difference in this series has come. The Ducks again have won all 3 games. Barnstormers with runners in scoring position this series are 3 for 26. Just 3 hits and 26 at bats as Galen takes the knuckleball on the outside corner for a strike. And as for the Ducks, they are 11 for 23 in runners in scoring position, almost a .500 average. So that's a huge difference. As the 2-2 is hit on the ground weakly here towards short. Dan Lyons fields, throws on the run high, and Griffin was unable to slap the tag on the runner. Now he will argue with the first base umpire, Mario Rosas. And Kevin Baez is going to come out to argue with Rosas. That's going to be an error on Dan Lyons on the high throw. Kevin Baez can argue. It was close. The throw from Lyons was a bit high, and Griffin tried to slap the tag down on Galen as he ran by. But Rosas says that Griffin did not apply the tag, and now Baez wants the umpires to get here and discuss the play to see what everybody else saw as to whether or not they felt the tag was applied. So the three of them will discuss things here in between the pitcher's mound and first base. Baez already heading back towards the dugout as he wants them all to get together and see whether or not they felt Griffin applied the tag. The Ducks seemed adamant about the fact that the tag had been applied.
And fans, don't forget, after today's game, the Long Island Ducks are off tomorrow. Then they start a 3-game series.
The umpires having a lengthy discussion here to determine whether or not Galen was safe or whether he had been tagged out. So this is the difference of the second out. They're going to say the runner was safe. Say that the tag had not been applied. Mario Rosas now putting a hand up here for Kevin Baez, who was on the top step of the dugout arguing. And he is barking at the home plate umpire as well, Frank Urilli. So it's going to be an error on Dan Lyons, his third of the season. And that'll bring up Brian Cavazos Galvez, a dangerous hitter who so far today a single and a solo home run. His home run the difference in the game. Janis set first pitch, and Cavazos Galvez hits it well again, left center field. Long run back for the center fielder Ford. He'll look up, and you can forget it. Another first pitch long ball for Brian Cavazos Galvez, his third home run of the series. He had a grand slam here on the first pitch that was thrown on Friday night from Eric Neeson, and had a home run here in the fourth inning on the second pitch. But he gets the first pitch from Mickey Janis here in the sixth and launches a solo home run out to left field. And the Barnstormers lead is now 3-0. So one of those runs going to be earned, one unearned because of the error by Dan Lyons. But ultimately the Ducks now in a 3-run hole, and Long Island has not been able to do much of anything against Dan Osterbrock. So 3 for 3 now in the game is Brian Cavazos Galvez. 2 homers, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. It's his fourth home run of the season. And this one hit on the ground, a line right to second. And right there is Rigi Corona to make the catch to retire David Cooper on a 1-0 pitch. That is the second out of the inning. And that'll leave it up to the catcher, Keith Castillo.
Catcher number 28, Keith Castillo.
So Brian Cavazos Galvez seeing something that Mickey Janis is doing and reading him very well here today, as the first pitch fouled off for strike one by Castillo, who's 0 for 2. And Janis hasn't seemed to make an adjustment, get him to chase a pitch out of the zone or just not start him off with the first pitch that is near the middle of the plate. Cavazos Galvez with 2 home runs and a single against him in 3 at-bats. Here a ground ball foul up the first base line by Castillo. And the count 0-2. Castillo a bunt into a double play in the second inning, and a foul pop to third in the fourth. 0-2. Castillo swing and a miss for strike 3 on the knuckleball. Second strikeout of the day for Janis, but the damage has been done. 2 runs on 1 hit and 1 error. And nobody left on base. We will head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, with the Barnstormers now leading the Ducks by a count of 3-0.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Eric Komatsu, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Park in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Ducks fans follow all season long as the Long Island Ducks try to meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 home runs, Chappie's Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family tradition. Well, a two-run home run by Brian Cavazos Galvez after the throwing error by Dan Lyons triples the lead for the Barnstormers from 1-0 to 3-0. And up to the plate will step Brian Sabatella to lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth. And Long Island going to need to find the offense that they've had in the first 3 games of this series if they want to come back here today. First pitch, a little dribbler out in front of home plate. The catcher Castillo is going to make the play off balance. Throw to first goes down the right field line. Sabatella is going to go to second base as the right fielder Cavazos Galvez will fire back in. It's going to be a bunt single, or a single, excuse me. And an error on the catcher Castillo that allows Sabatella to go to second. So a little infield single. It was a tough play right in between both Osterbrock and Castillo. Castillo was the one who had to make the play and try to come up with it, but his throw to first was down the right field line. It would have been very close with Sabatella's speed. So it's going to be an infield single for Brian Sabatella, his second hit of the day. Then he goes down to second base on the error from Castillo. And that's Castillo's 4th of the year. So the Ducks get a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here's Prentice Redmond. And Osterbrock will kick and turn back to second base. Highly doubt that you'll see Kevin Baez put Sabatella in motion here. You never want to make the first down at third base. And the Ducks in need of runs cannot afford to have runners thrown out on the base paths. First pitch, and Redmond takes inside, goes off the glove of Castillo and back to the backstop. And down to third base on the pass ball is going to be Sabatella. Pitch was inside, but Castillo seemed like the ball ticked off his glove there as he went to go grab it. Could have been a cross-up of sorts, or just a poor pitch. The next pitch is taken low, and Sabatella ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, and that's going to bring Butch Hobson out of the dugout. Butch Hobson wants to go talk with the left-hander Dan Osterbrock to try and get him settled down here. Yeah, Prentice Redmond at the plate now. Lou Ford waiting on deck, and if the Ducks get one more on the bases, they'll bring the tying run up to the plate. Osterbrock to this point has thrown a total of 68 pitches, 35 of them for strikes. So not a high pitch count at all, especially as we play here in the 6th inning. As for Mickey Janis, he's now completed 6 innings. 5 hits and 3 runs, 2 of them earned. And he has thrown 79 pitches, 52 for strikes. So we'll see if Kevin Baez puts him back out there for the 7th. It would not surprise me. The Ducks have a fairly thin bullpen right now, and any extra rest he can get those guys would be significantly beneficial. Now, if the Ducks are able to tie the game or take the lead, it could be a different story. 2-0, Redmond takes, and that's up and outside for ball 3. Redmond has drawn a walk and fly to left here today. A couple walks in the nightcap yesterday. And has on-base percentage going up because he's been drawing so many walks of late. 3-0, and that misses up and outside for ball 4. So Redmond's 2nd walk of the day. Another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. Because of the walk there, Butch Hobson is going to come out of the dugout, and he's going to replace Osterbrock. He sees him starting to struggle here in the 6th inning. For the first time really in this game. And Hobson doesn't want to take any chances here. He's going to have to go to his bullpen. So Osterbrock will hand the ball off, and the Ducks will go into Lancaster's bullpen here in the 6th, trailing by 3, but the tying run coming to the plate in Lou Ford.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding health care right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment, too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.psegliny.com/efficiency.
New pitcher in for the Barnstormers is right-hander Scott Gracie, who will replace the lefty Dan Osterbrock, who through the first 5 innings of this game allowed just 2 singles, one in the first by Ford, one in the third by Sabatella, and allowed 3 walks and a hit batter. But here in the 6th, the leadoff infield single by Brian Sabatella, a little dribbler out in front of the plate that he would have probably beaten out anyway, but the throw from Castillo went down the right field line and allowed him to go to second base. And then a pass ball allowed Sabatella to move to third. A walk to Prentice Redmond. That puts 2 on with nobody out. And we'll bring the tying run of the plate in Lou Ford. You've got the 2 Atlantic League leaders in RBIs coming up in Ford and Cody Puckett. And so Butch Thompson going to play the matchups here. Bring in a righty pitcher in Gracie to face the righty hitting Ford and the righty hitting Cody Puckett. And we'll see if Long Island can inch closer, if not tie the game against the Barnstormers. For Gracie, this will be his 8th appearance of the year, has pitched well, 1-0 with a 3.24 ERA. So here's Ford to bat from the right side, 1 for 2 on the afternoon. And the first pitch on the way, Ford swings, grounds one foul along the third base line. A good hard swing, and whizzed right by the back of Kevin Baez. So the count 0-1. Ford a single to left with 2 down in the first inning, but was stranded there. And in the third, hit a hard ground ball towards the middle, but Lance Sawatsky made a terrific diving stop, flipped to second for the force, and then turned to first for the double play. Here's the 0-1. And Ford swings, grounds this one to short, could be 2 again. Sawatsky to second, 1 on a first double play. Sabatella, though, will come home to score, and the Ducks have closed to within 3-1. Not what LaFord was looking to do there. It doesn't even give him an RBI. However, a run does score on the play.
Look at the third baseman, number 2, Cody Puckett, number 2.
So it's now a 2-run game at 3-1. And Cody Puckett now will step up to the plate. So the second double play Lou Ford has hit into today. This one was a bit more easy for Sawatsky. The first pitch here is a fastball down low for ball 1. Puckett 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a ground out to third. Here he takes a fastball low and outside for ball 2. Entering this outing, Gracie 8 1/3 innings has given up 8 hits and 3 walks, as well as 3 runs, but he has struck out 15 batters in those 8 1/3 innings. Quite impressive for the right-hander. Now the 2-0 to Puckett. Swung on and fouled off at the plate. A big hack, but he just got a piece. And that'll run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Gracie stands in at 6'2", 200 pounds. Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, born there and still calls that home. Was last with AA New Hampshire in the Eastern League before coming here to the Barnstormers. 28 years old on the 2-1. There's a breaking ball strike on the outside corner. And that'll even up the count at 2-2. Cody Puckett 0 for 2 here today. Is now 5 for 14 in the series with a double and 4 runs batted in. And the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed upstairs for ball 3. So Puckett trying to reach to keep the inning alive and again bring the tying run to the plate in John Griffin. Payoff. And Puckett takes low and outside for ball 4. the second walk given up in the inning by Barnstormer pitching. And it is also the 5th walk allowed by Lancaster today. So Cody Puckett is able to reach with 2 outs. Let's see if John Griffin can deliver with 2 out in the inning against the righty pitcher Gracie. Griffin 0 for 1 with a walk here today. He'll step in from the right side. Gracie gets the sign, and his first pitch coming up. Kicks and fires, and Griffin will take low and away again. Gracie having trouble finding the strike zone, the count 1-0. Griffin now 3 for 12 in the series. Was 2 for 7 yesterday. Has a double, an RBI, 2 runs, and a walk now in the series. That was after he went 2 for 15 in Bridgeport. Here's the 1-0. Kicking the pitch on the way, and Griffin swings and misses. Got a good fastball there, up and inside, but he cut through it for strike 1. Griffin has a ton of power, but he's been having trouble making contact in the early going this season. The 1-1, tapped foul at the plate, just off to the Ducks on deck circle on the first base side. And the count now 1-2. 25 strikeouts for the hitter, which leads the Atlantic League. It's going to be a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch coming up from Gracie. Looks over his shoulder as he gets this sign. Here's the kick and the pitch, and Griffin takes low and outside on a fastball to even the count at 2-2. Griffin's had a bit of a better eye of late, although he did strike out 3 times in the nightcap yesterday, but delivered the big game-winning hit here on Friday night with an opposite field double in the bottom of the 9th inning. Capped the 8-run comeback and give the Ducks an 11-10 waddle-off victory. 2-2 pitch, and Griffin takes a fastball low. He's run the count full. That means Cody Puckett will be off on the pitch from the right-hander. So Griffin trying to keep the inning alive. Jose Morales waiting on deck for the Ducks. Gracie looks into home plate, gets the sign from Castillo. Here's the 3-2, and Griffin swings, pops it up foul, first base side out of play. Playing at the back of the box seats. Section 204, and the count again stays full. Griffin steps back into home plate as Gracie comes set on the mound. Puckett will go on the pitch again. And the 3-2 is low and outside for ball 4. So good at bat there by Griffin. Fell behind 1-2. He was able to draw the walk. 3rd of the inning issued by the Barnstormers. Another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins.
Look at the Ducks catcher number 26, Jose Morales.
So a chance here for the Ducks as the tying runs now on first and second with 2 out. 6 walks have been issued by the Barnstormers in this game, 3 of them in this inning. Gracie comes set on the mound. And the pitch on the way. Popped up in the air to center field on the first pitch from Morales. Galen is right there. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So Morales coming up after back-to-back walks, but cannot make the Barnstormers pay as he flies to center and is now 0 for 3 in the game. So for the Ducks, they get 1 run on just 1 hit and 1 error. They waste the 3 walks in the inning and leave 2 on base. We'll head to the 7th here at Bethpage Ballpark. Barnstormers 3 and the Ducks 1.
Hey fans, this is Blake Davis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Seventh inning we go as the Long Island Ducks trail 3-1 to the Lancaster Barnstormers here in game number 4 of this 4-game series. It's a warm day out today, so why not chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company gourmet iced coffee available at the concession stands here at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes in the Hamptons. So it's 3-1 as we go to the 7th. Mickey Janis still in, and he delivers a knuckleball on the outside corner for strike 1. Zawatsky 1 for 2 on the day. He singled his last time up back in inning number 5, and here he lines one into right field, another base hit. So Zawatsky with the 6th hit for the Barnstormers off of Mickey Janis. And Zawatsky now 2 for 3 in the game.
Designated hitter, number 20, Henry Wrigley. Number 20.
So that'll bring up the DH, Henry Wrigley, to the plate. Zawatsky now is 5 for 13 here in the series with 2 doubles. So here's Wrigley to the plate, batting from the right side. He is 0 for 2. And he will square to bunt. Bunts it out in front of home plate on the third base side. Puckett will field his only plays to first. And the throw in time for the out. So the Barnstormers playing small ball to try and get that run back that the Ducks scored in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Sacrifice successful, goes 5-3. And down to second base goes Lance Zawatsky. So Zawatsky down to second. First sacrifice bunt of the year for Wrigley. After Zawatsky singles to right to open the inning. And here's Kevin Rivers, who walked back in the 5th and struck out in the 3rd. First pitch from Janis on the way, and that's line into center field, racing in forward. He will dive, and did he make the catch? He did not. They said it dropped in, and so it'll be a base hit for Wrigley. It was close, but they said the ball just fell in, so a single for Wrigley. Over to third base goes Zawatsky. Now for the Barnstormers, runners at the corners and only 1 out. The 9-hitter, who was hitting just 9 for 53 entering the day, an average of 170, has a walk and a single in 3 trips to the plate. And for the Barnstormers, back to the top of the order, Yusuke Kajimoto, but first Marty Jansen will come out. And he's going to have a discussion here with the pitcher, Janis, and the entire Ducks infield. Again, if the Ducks want to win this ball game, they've got to find a way to get out of this jam. Cannot afford to fall behind any further. The Barnstormers already lead by 2, and the Ducks offense with just 3 hits today.
Back to the top of the order for the Barnstormers with second baseman number 1, Yusuke Kajimoto, number 1.
So here is Kajimoto, who is 1 for 3 on the day. Janis trying to pitch out of a jam here, first and third with 1 out. And the first pitch on the way is in for a strike. The count 0-1. That knuckleball doesn't seem to be having as much movement in it now as it did earlier in the game. And Janis to this point now at 84 pitches. This is the longest he's gone in a start this year. Looking for the ground ball here from Kajimoto, or a shallow fly. The 0-1 is taken low and inside, briefly bobbled by Morales. Now they have the runner caught. The throw goes down to second base and almost goes into center field. A runner between first and second, Zawatsky, had stopped initially and then ended up taking off for second, so it's going to be a pass ball there as Morales juggled it. And down to second base goes Rivers. Now first base is open. That's going to draw the infield in all the way around here. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Kajimoto. Giannis kicks and fires, and Kajimoto takes a knuckleball low and outside to run the count to 2-1. So Lancaster threatening to get at least that run back that the Ducks scored in the 6th, if not a bigger inning. And Giannis comes set, delivers, and Kajimoto swings and misses. Cut through that knuckleball. The strikeout would be huge here. He wants to do anything he can to prevent the run scoring from third. And get a second out in the inning. That way the infielders can move back. And that way a fly out or potentially a ground out could not force home a run. A single to the outfield very likely could score 2. As Rivers leads from second. Giannis ready to deal 2-2. Here's the pitch, and Kajimoto lines it foul, third base side. Kajimoto had a sacrifice fly in yesterday's game. I should say in the opener of the doubleheader, sac fly to left. That plated a run, made it a 3-2 game at the time, but ultimately Lancaster fell 1 run short. Another 2-2 pitch coming here from Giannis to Kajimoto. Kicks and fires, and Kajimoto swings, lines this one past the diving try of Corona in a right field, a base hit. Sawatsky will score from third. Stopping at third is Rivers. So it's an RBI single from Yusuke Kajimoto. The Barnstormers lead is back to 3 at 4-1. They got to 2 strikes on Kajimoto, but left that pitch over the plate. The Barnstormers second baseman with a hard line drive. The Ducks infield in, and Corona made a good effort on the dive, but could not make the catch. And out of the dugout's going to come Kevin Baez. That's going to be all for Mickey Janis. Kevin Baez wanted to stick with him for the 7th inning here. No surprise with the way he'd been pitching. But after a rocky 6th inning with the error in the home run, he's given up 3 hits here in this inning. Kevin Baez is going to make the first pitching change of the day as he will take the ball from Mickey Janis. Ducks trail 4-1 here in the 7th inning. We'll take a break and come right back here at Bethpage Ballpark.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Well, we are here in the top of the 7th inning. If the Ducks were able to scratch out a run and make it a 3-1 game, but left 2 runners on base after a couple of walks, the Barnstormers have rallied here in the top of the 7th inning against Mickey Janis. A single, a sac bunt, another single, and now an RBI base hit from Yusuke Kajimoto has made this a 4-1 game. The 3-run lead is back again for the Barnstormers. And with the righty swinging Tyler Bortnick coming to the plate, Kevin Baez brings in lefty Patrick Kreider out of the bullpen. And Kreider going to come in to face Bortnick, but then you've got 2 lefties, or 1 lefty behind him in Blake Galen. And then the righty Brian Cavazos Galvez. So we'll see what Kreider can do here. Ideally, he would like to get the ground ball from Bortnick that they could turn 2 and get out of the inning. But he's got Rivers at third and Kajimoto at first. Kajimoto with good speed, and we'll see if Butch Hobson tries to put him in motion and get him in a scoring position here to stay out of the double play possibility. So here is Bortnick to bat from the right side against Patrick Kreider. Left-hander comes set, kicks and deals to the plate. He'll square to bunt. He bunts it foul, first base side. So Hobson putting the squeeze play on, try and bunt the ball and see if Rivers can score from third on the play. But it's fouled off, the count 0-1. Bortnick 0 for 3 in the ball game. Kreider comes set, runners lead from the corners, 0-1. And that missed outside from Kreider, the count even up at a ball and a strike. On the year, Kreider has appeared in 8 games now. He is 0-1 with a 6.43 ERA. 6 runs, 5 earned on 8 hits in 7 innings. He's walked 4 and struck out 7. Walked 3 and struck out 7, 1-1. Check swing on a breaking ball, and the first base umpire Mario Rosas says he went around. So Bortnick now behind 1-2. He will also take the strikeout, Will Kreider, for the second out, and then you've got the lefty hitter coming up afterwards, and Blake Galen. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Kreider kicks and fires, and Bortnick swings and misses for strike 3 at a nice breaking ball. There's the first strikeout for Kreider, and just the third for the Ducks pitching staff here today. So with 1 away, that will bring up Blake Galen. With 2 away, that'll bring up Blake Galen. And we'll see if Kreider can get out of the inning with nothing further allowed. Lefty to lefty, and the first pitch on the way from Kreider. Kicks and fires, and this is taken up and inside for ball 1. Galen 0 for 3 on the day, grounded to second in the first, fly to left in the fourth, and then reached on an error in the sixth. Grounded a ball to Dan Lyons, whose throw was a bit high, and the tag was not applied. 1-0. And Galen takes low and outside from Kreider. The count now 2 balls and no strikes. Kreider pitched yesterday, check that, on Friday night, through a scoreless inning of relief. As he came in the 7th, allowed just a 2-out walk to Galen, nothing else. Now 2-0 is popped up in the air, middle of the infield. The shortstop, Dan Lyons, making the call, shading his eyes from the sun, and he is able to make the catch for the final out of the inning. So Patrick Kreider comes in, gets a strikeout and a pop-out to avoid any further runs. However, the Barnstormers get their 3-run lead back, a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. So we will head to the bottom half of the 7th. It's time to stretch here at Bethpage Ballpark. 4-1, Barnstormers lead the Ducks.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Mark Rogers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the official Ducks YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
To the bottom of the 7th inning, with the Long Island Ducks trailing 4-1 here against the Lancaster Barnstormers. Ducks trying for a 4-game sweep of the Stormers. Lancaster has other ideas right now as they pounded out 8 hits against Mickey Janis and lead 4-1. Kreider was able to get out of the jam in the top of the inning without allowing any further runs. And now the Ducks offense needs to get some work in as Reggie Corona takes the first pitch from Scott Gracie, low for ball 1. Gracie came in the 6th inning after the first 2 reached against the left-hander Dan Osterbrock. Got Lou Ford to hit into a double play that scored a run, but then allowed 2 walks. Jose Morales, though, swung first pitch and fly to center. Corona takes a fastball strike over the outside corner. The count now even at 1-1. Corona 0 for 1 in this game. He grounded back to the mound hard in the second, and that was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Trying to keep that hitting streak alive. And the 1-1. Ripped down the right field line. That's a base hit for Corona. 10-game hit streak as it goes into the corner. Corona off to the races to second. He'll stop right there with a leadoff double. So Richie Corona now with a 10-game hitting streak, the longest by a Duck this year, and the first Duck to reach the double-digit mark. As Corona picks up his 3rd double of the season. And he is on at second base with nobody out. For Corona, that is his 3rd extra base hit of the series. He's now got 2 doubles and a triple. Now with 6 hits and 13 at-bats during the series to go with 2 doubles, a triple, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Continuing his hot hitting at the plate, he was 5 for 9 in Bridgeport with a double and a triple. So here's Evan Crawford to bat from the right side, and time now called. Ducks have 2 lefties on the bench, Blake Davis, Eric Komatsu. Both have been struggling so far this year, and then they have Dylan Hopp, the backup catcher. First pitch to Crawford. Fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. Crawford 0 for 2 here today in his first action of this series with a fly out to center and a foul pop to first. Gracie comes set. And his 0-1 is inside. Good take that time by Crawford to even the count at a ball and a strike. Crawford up in Bridgeport struggled at the plate. He was 0 for 7 during the week. Back here for his 2nd season with the Long Island Ducks. Corona leads at second. The 1-1 is a check swing and a miss. And the pitch was coming up and inside, and kind of a half swing there from Corona. Appears to be a bit lost at the plate right now, as unable to decide whether to swing or not. Now behind in the count 1-2. Gracie looking in for the sign. Now gets the pitch he likes. Now the 1-2 on the way is swung and fouled back to the screen. So Crawford able to foul the ball back and keep the at-bat alive. Crawford will be followed by Dan Lyons, the 9-hitter, and then back to the top of the order. So the Ducks trying to pull closer to the Barnstormers. They trail 4-1 bottom of the 7th, and the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Crawford now 0 for 3, as he has now struck out for the 18th time this year. First strikeout for Gracie, and that is out number 1 here in the 7th.
Lyons, number 12.
So 1 out, and Corona still at second base. Here is Dan Lyons, who was 0 for 1 with a walk this afternoon. Lyons will bat from the right side as Gracie takes the mound. First pitch on the way, and Lyons takes the fastball over the inside corner for strike 1. Lyons drew a walk back in the 3rd inning, went to second on a single by Sabatella and stole third base, his 3rd steal of the year, but was stranded there. And then he grounded out to short in the 5th. Corona leads at second with 1 away now, and the 0-1 inside. Missed the back leg of Lyons in the count 1-1. Ducks being out hit 8-4 here today. Each team has an error. Long Island taking the first 3 games of the series, combining for 20 runs in those 3 games. Barnstormers scoring 13. Now the 1-1, swing and a miss. Ball was down in the dirt. Briefly got away from Castillo, but not far enough away for Corona to go to third in the count 1-2. So Lyons will dig back in. Behind in the count 1-2, that was another kind of half swing where he wasn't sure whether he wanted to swing or hold up. But he went around, and now the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gracie gets the sign from Castillo. Now the 1-2 on the way is swung on and popped foul behind the plate. Got a fastball up in the zone and just got a piece to keep it alive. Ryan Sabatella waiting in the on-deck circle. Lyons was is now 4-4-7 in the series with 2 RBIs, a run, and a walk. And here comes Gracie's 1-2. Lyons takes a breaking ball low and away. It gets past Castillo. And on the wild pitch down to third base will go Corona. Looked like a breaking ball from Gracie that went down and away, and Castillo went down to try and block it, but it got past him. So now the Ducks with a runner at third and 1 out, and the count 2-2 on Dan Lyons. Ducks have been able to produce some good rallies here in this series, but today they've been held to just a 1 run in the 6th despite rallying and getting 3 walks in the inning. 2-2, swinging a tapper foul. Good fastball, and again, Lyons just able to get a piece and keep the at-bat going. Ducks will have Monday off before they welcome in the Barnstormers, the Bluefish, for 3 during the week. Barnstormers will head to Somerset after the game today. 2-2 pitch on the way, and it is swung on and lifted foul. First base side out of play. They'll do it once again, this time with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barnstormers actually have off tomorrow too, so they may actually go home first and then go to Somerset. 2-2 pitch. Gracie fires and Lyons swings, pops it up foul again. Back behind the plate. During spring training this year, the Ducks played an exhibition game in which they played with different rules, 2 rule changes for an experimental game where 2 strike foul balls were outs. And here Lyons would have been put out 3 times with 3 straight 2 strike fouls. 2-2, ground ball foul. Make that 4 times as he grounds it along the third base line. It was definitely an interesting thing to see how quick the game would go. I believe the final game time was 2 hours and 15 minutes. And there were a total of 18 instances, whether there was a 2 strike foul ball that was an out or a 3-pitch walk rather than 4 pitches. So the count 2-2 here on Lyons. Corona the runner at third with 1 away. Now the 9th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Gracie fires, and Lyons will take a breaking ball low and outside. Good take from the Ducks shortstop. He has worked the count from 1-2 to 3-2, fighting off 4 foul balls in the process with 2 strikes. Ducks trying to get Lyons on here and bring the tying run to the plate again. Payoff pitch from Gracie, and Lyons swings and grounds this one as short. This should get a run home. The throw goes to first in time for the out. However, Corona will come home to score. It's an RBI ground out from Dan Lyons, and the Ducks cut the lead back down to 2. It's a 4-2 game. So Lyons, despite grounding out, picks up a run batted in. It is his 7th of the season. Base is now empty with 2 away. And up to the plate will step Ryan Sabatella. First pitch on the way, and this one is taken low for ball 1. Sabatella today with a pair of hits in 3 at-bats. After striking out in the first, he singled to right in the third and stole second base. And then in the 6th, reached on a little dribbler out in front of the plate and eventually scored on the double play by Ford. 1-0, and he takes a fastball up high for ball 2. So with the 2 hits, Sabatella with his 5th multi-hit game of the year. He's got 4 2-hit games now and a 3-hit contest. 2-0 from Gracie. And Sabatella swings and misses. Got a good pitch to hit, but cut right through the fastball. That'll run the count to 2-1. Prentice Redmond waiting in the on-deck circle. From the stretch, the 2-1. And Sabatella swings and slashes this one foul down the right field line. But off to an empty seat and carrying back onto the field. That'll even up the count now at 2-2. Barnstormers scoring a run in the fourth on the home run by Brian Cavazos Galvez, and two more in the sixth on a homer by Cavazos Galvez. Scratched out a run in the top half of this seventh inning. They're scoring single runs so far in the sixth and the seventh, both on groundouts. 2-2 pitch, and Sabatella swings, lifts this one high in the air to deep right center field. Long run for Blake Galen going back into the gap. He won't get it. It's going to go to the wall in the gap. Sabatella going around second. He's going to try for three, and he's going to make it in without a throw. A stand-up triple to right center field for Brian Sabatella, his third hit of the game, first triple of the year. That'll bring the tying run to the plate in Prentice Redmond. And with that triple, Butch Hobson wants to go to his bullpen and call on a relief pitcher. He doesn't like what he's seeing from Gracie. So the Ducks, with their second hit of the inning, both extra base hits, put a runner at third with two away. And Prentice Redmond set to come to the plate. So Hobson's going to go out and have a quick chat with his pitcher and his infielder, but he already signaled to the bullpen. So out of the game is going to come Gracie. New pitcher coming in. Long Island Ducks, Lancaster Barnstormers 4-2 in favor of the Stormers, but the Ducks threatening.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Matt Soren, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc Paver, let Nicoloc Pavers pave your way.
The results are in. PSEG Long Island is delivering 99.9% reliability. We got there by strengthening equipment and clearing trees along power lines across our area. And our new outage management system will continue to ensure improved communications and faster restoration. 99.9% reliable. It's one more way we're serving you better. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.psegLiny.com/reliability.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Pete Andrelzik is into the game for the Barnstormers here, with the Ducks threatening to tie the score. They've plated a run already on an RBI groundout from Dan Lyons. And with two outs in the inning, Brian Sabatella, a triple to right center. And here's Prentice Redmond to the plate. He takes the first pitch low and outside, and a great block by Keith Castillo at the plate prevents the Ducks from scoring a run and making this a 4-3 game. Redmond today 0 for 1 with a fly out to left in the first. Since then, he has walked in the third and the sixth. For Andrelzik, this is his second game of the series. Let's go Ducks chant up from the crowd. And the 1-0. Inside ball 2. Ducks have already drawn 6 walks against Barnstormer pitching here in this game. Andrelzik pitched here on Friday night through an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits, but no runs or walks and no strikeouts through a wild pitch. Now the 2-0. That's a breaking ball that drops in for strike 1. Technically, he was credited with a blown save, too, because he came in what was a 10-8 game and gave up a 2-run single to Brian Sabatella. Those 2 runs, though, were charged to the starter, Brian Evans. 2-1. Swinging a foul tip back behind the plate. Redmond just got a piece of it to stay alive. So the count is even at 2-2 with Lou Ford waiting on deck. 2 outs and a runner at third with the Ducks trailing 4-2. Redmond looking for his first hit of the day. He has played a total now of 8 games with the Ducks and has reached 9 games now, and he's reached base safely in 8 of them. 2-2. Ripped into left field, base hit for Prentice Redmond down the line. Sabatella will score. Redmond rounds first, a big turn, but he'll hold on right there. And Prentice Redmond with a 2-out RBI single to left has cut the deficit to 1. It's 4-3. Worked the count to 2-2 and pulled a hard line drive inside the bag at third. So for Redmond, his first hit of the day, his 4th run batted in of the year. And now the Ducks with a tying run at first, and the go-ahead run at the plate. And here is Lou Ford. Well, the Ducks have done so well in this series with runners in scoring position, 11 of 23 entering today. And they delivered 2 hits here with 2 outs in the inning, a triple by Sabatella, then the RBI single by Redmond, and Ford hits the first pitch down the right field line foul. And the count 0-1. Been a tough day for Lou Ford after the opening inning single with 2 outs. He has grounded into a pair of double plays, both of which have hurt rallies. One in the third with the bases loaded and 1 out, and then once again in the 6th with first and second and 1 out. Or no out, I should say, as this one is taken low. And that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Ducks with back-to-back 2-out hits here, and we'll see if Ford can keep the inning going. Ducks have gotten the closest they have come since they trailed by a run in the 4th. And Trelzik's 1-1, and Ford swings, lines it into right field, a base hit. Redmond will go to second. He will stop right there as Cavazos Galvez throws it back in. So Lou Ford with his 2nd hit of the day. The Ducks now with a tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first, and up to the plate steps Cody Puckett. 4 hits in the inning now for the Ducks. 2 runs have already scored. And Long Island has had 2 singles in the inning, a double and a triple. A home run would give them the cycle for the inning, but the Ducks right now just looking for a single down the lines or in the gap. Redmond does not have great speed at second. Long Island trying to pull even here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from Mandrelzik, and Puckett checks his swing, takes the breaking ball outside for ball 1. Puckett here today 0 for 2 with a walk. Drew that walk last inning. Before that, a fly out to left and a ground out to third. Puckett and Ford tied for the league lead with 12 runs batted in. And the 1-0 from Mandrelzik. Looks to second a couple times, now deals to the plate, and Puckett takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. So the Ducks looking for a little Mother's Day rally here on this Sunday afternoon, trying to sweep the 4-game set from the Barnstormers. They have never led in this game, trailed by as many as 3, but now have cut it to 1 and have 2 on with 2 out. 1-1 to Puckett, and he'll swing and line it towards third on 1 hop, fielded there by Bortnick. He'll take it to the bag, and that will end the inning. Puckett hit the ball hard, but he hit it right at third base, and that puts it out of the inning. However, in the inning, the Ducks pulled to within a run. They get 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors, they leave 2. We will go to the 8th. Barnstormers 4, and the Long Island Ducks 3.
Hey fans, this is first baseman John Griffin, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Well, we move to the 8th inning. Ducks close to within a run, but unable to get the hit that ties the game as Cody Puckett grounds into a force out at third with runners at first and second. And 2 men out. But the Ducks get a 2-run 7th inning. This is now a 4-3 game. And the new pitcher for Long Island is the left-hander Tommy Organ, who replaces lefty Patrick Kreider, who came in the 7th inning with runners at the corners and only 1 out. And the Barnstormers threatening to open up this game. And Tyler Bortnick struck out. Blake Galen popped to short. So good job by Kreider. 2/3 of an inning, nothing across, 1 strikeout. Here is Tommy Organ to pitch. And he'll face the dangerous Brian Cavazos Galvez to start off, who so far today is 3 for 3 with 2 homers. First pitch on the way from Oregon, and he'll take a big curveball that drops in for a strike. Cavazos Galvez with 2 homers, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. He also had a single back in the 2nd inning. And here he grounds one towards third, foul. And the count goes to 0-2. A single in the 2nd on the first pitch from Mickey Janis. The homer in the 4th, the 2nd pitch from Janis after a called strike. And the homer in the 6th on the first pitch from Janis. This is the longest at bat he's had here today. And we'll see if Oregon can retire him for the first time today. Big inning here as the Ducks want to keep this a 1-run game. The 0-2, that's fouled back to the screen. Entering today, Cavazos Galvez was 3 for 10 in the series with a home run and 6 runs batted in, 4 of them coming on the grand slam off of Eric Neeson Friday night. 0-2, way up and outside, and that is ball 1. Yesterday, Cavazos Galvez was 1 for 2 with an RBI in game 1 on a 2-out single, and then 1 for 4 with a run batted in game number 2, the only run batted in for the Barnstormers in the 2nd game. Oregon's 1-2 offering is a fastball, broken bat, flare in a shallow left field, racing at Evan Crawford on the run. He makes a sliding catch. Nice grab by Evan Crawford in left field for the first out of the 8th inning. Well, the Ducks wanted the out there. You don't want the leadoff man on here in the 8th inning, especially Cavazos Galvez. And a great job by Evan Crawford to come in and make the running catch for the first out. I'll bring up David Cooper, who was 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch fouled off down the third base line by Cooper, who is 0 for 2 with a walk today. The walk coming back in the 2nd inning. Since then, he has grounded to third in the 4th and line out to 2nd in the 6th. Oh, 1. Ripped towards the right side, over the leaping try of Corona and a right field, a base hit. Good try by Corona. He climbed the ladder, and it went just over his glove. So Cooper picks up the 9th hit for the Barnstormers.
Keith Castillo, number 28.
Cooper's on at first with 1 away. For Tommy Organ, this is his 8th appearance of the year. He has struggled so far. 6 runs on 11 hits in 7 innings of work. Has not walked a batter, though, and has struck out 6. First pitch coming here to Castillo. Switch hitter batting from the right side, and he'll take a breaking ball low and inside for ball 1. Castillo today 0 for 3. Bunted into a double play lineout. Popped out foul the 3rd and struck out swinging. Oregon looking for the ground ball here to potentially get the inning-ending double play. 1-0. That fastball is in for a strike at the knees. That'll even the count at 1-1. Sunshine overhead, some very high, thin clouds. A warm, humid day with a breeze blowing out towards left center field right now. Cooper leads at first with 1 out. The 1-1 from Oregon is low and inside, gets past the catcher Morales. Down to second base will go Cooper on the wild pitch. Well, trying to keep this a 1-run game. Throwing balls down to the dirt, usually not a good idea. Morales has trouble blocking that ball down and in from Oregon. Now that takes care of the double play. Runner at second base with 1 out. And Castillo ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Oregon gets the sign and comes set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Kicks and fires. Now the breaking ball delivered over the outside corner for strike 2. Oregon pitched in game 1 yesterday, through 1 inning of work, gave up 2 hits and a run. He gave up a leadoff double in the inning, and then allowed the 2-out RBI single to left center by Brian Cavazos Galvez. That made it a 3-1 game. Now it's 2-2. Fastball popped up foul down the right field line. Out of play. Spoke with Kevin Baez before the game and said to him, who are the guys you really have available today? The guys he said definitely would be available are not available are Giardina, very likely Nick Struck, and very likely Matt Sorin. So left to Julio Jr., Diaz, Kreider maybe, and Oregon maybe, he said. And he's used Kreider and Oregon thus far. 2-2. Fastball missed inside. And the count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Obviously wants to save Cushball in case the Ducks can tie the game or take the lead going into the 9th. I know Amalio Diaz here in the 8th down by a run. And Oregon's 3-2 coming here to Keith Castillo. Here's the pitch, and the breaking ball tapped foul at the plate. Castillo is way out in front and just got a piece. You got a switch hitter here and then a lefty coming up after, and you have the lefty Cooper as the second hitter of the inning, so that's probably a big reason why Kevin Baez wanted to go with the left-hander in this inning. Giardina not available today after throwing an inning of relief yesterday. And had to throw a lot of pitches, 17 of them. Payoff pitch coming. Runner leads at second with a 1 out. And another 3-2 on the way. Is a breaking ball outside. There's the first walk given up by Tommy Oregon this year. So after the initial diving catch by Evan Crawford, a single and a walk. And now Tommy Oregon in trouble here in the 8th with runners at first and second and only 1 out, 1 away.
Lance Zawatsky.
And up to the plate will step Lance Zawatsky. And again with the lefty hitter, Kevin Baez wants the lefty pitcher. But Zawatsky has been dangerous in this series. 2 hits today in 3 at-bats and is now 5-for-13 in this series. Oregon's first pitch, Zawatsky swings, pomps it up foul, third base side, puck it over to the stands, but we'll watch this go into the crowd. And the count 0-1. Zawatsky grounded to second in his first at-bat back in the second inning, singled though to left in the 5th, and singled to right and scored in the 7th. The count 0-1. Cooper from second, Castillo from first. Oregon out of the stretch. Kicks and fires to the plate, and Zawatsky takes a fastball that just missed the inside corner. And that'll even up the count at 1-1. When Oregon pitched yesterday, he threw a total of 19 pitches, 10 for strikes. And trying to fight through here after allowing back-to-back 1-out base runners. Here's the 1-1. Kicking the pitch, and Zawatsky will swing and pop it foul. Third base side out of play again. And the count 1-2. Ducks trailed 3-0 in the 6th. Got a run to make it 3-1. But left a couple men on base in the 7th. Gave up a run to the Barnstormers to make it 4-1. And then played it 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning, but again left 2 men on base. That's where we are now at 4-3. However, Lancaster threatening to get some runs back here in the 8th inning. And Oregon with a 1-2 count on Zawatsky. Here's the pitch, and Zawatsky will swing and miss for strike 3. Chased down and away Big out there for Oregon as he strikes out the Barnstormer shortstop.
Here's a strikeout by Tommy Oregon. Put K on the Pregame Aviation K board, 6-207, where they're doing an excellent job this afternoon.
So 2 men away, and that'll leave it up to Henry Wrigley, the designated hitter.
20, Henry Wrigley, number 20.
Wrigley will bat from the right side. He is 0 for 2 today. Laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up, and Oregon 1 out away from getting out of the jam here in the 8th inning. Oregon comes set, and his first pitch on the way is ripped on the ground, foul, third base line. Fair ball, that would have pleaded at least one, maybe more. But fortunately for the Ducks, it went to the left of the chalk, and the count 0-1. Barnstormers are out hitting the Ducks 9-7 here today. Ducks combined out hit the Barnstormers yesterday 15-10 and outscored them 9-3. Lancaster trying to salvage the finale of this series before an off day for both of these teams tomorrow. 0-1, fouled back by Wrigley, and Tommy Oregon 1 strike away from getting out of trouble. So the count 0-2 on Wrigley. Kevin Rivers waiting on deck, and Tommy Oregon trying to work around a 1-out single, a wild pitch, and a walk. Tense moment here for the crowd at Bethpage Ballpark on this Mother's Day. Oregon gets the sign. Runners lead from first and second, and the 0-2 to Wrigley is a fastball low. Good block again by Morales. The count will go to 1-2. Oregon gets the sign from Morales and comes set. The runners go from first and second. Just a short lead for both. Now the 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball, grounded foul again down the third baseline by Wrigley. Well, we mentioned earlier the Barnstormers have struggled in this series with runners in scoring position. Entered just 3 for 26 in this series. And it'll now be a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch from Oregon once again. Kicks and fires, and Wrigley swings and just got a piece. Tapped it foul to the on-deck circle on the third base side. So Henry Wrigley in a battle here with Tommy Oregon. Big moment in the game again. The Ducks trying to keep this a 1-run game. The Barnstormers trying to stretch their lead and give the bullpen some breathing room heading into the bottom of the 8th. Oregon gets a sign and comes set. And now his 1-2 once again on the way. Is swung on and fouled back to the screen. And Wrigley fighting to stay alive against the Ducks left-hander. Ducks entering at 9-7 on the year. The Barnstormers 5-12. They are trying to end a 6-game losing skid. They were swept by the Revolution and have lost all 3 so far here to the Ducks. Here's the 1-2. Kick and the pitch, and Wrigley pops it up into center field. Moving in is Lou Ford. He'll have plenty of room to make the catch, and that will end the inning. Nice job by Tommy Oregon to get out of trouble here in the 8th inning. Gave up a single and a walk with 1 out, but he gets out of trouble. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on base. Barnstormers have left 7. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ducks trail the Barnstormers by just 1, 4-3.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc Paver, let Nicoloc Pavers pave your way.
Hey, Ducks fans, do you want all the latest inside info on your 3-time Atlantic League champion Long Island Ducks? Then follow Ducks President and General Manager Michael Pfaff on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucksGM. You'll find out first, right here, about player transactions, special stories, and so much more. You'll also be able to interact with Michael directly and get his take on all things Ducks baseball. Head to twitter.com/LIDucksGM today and make sure to follow along throughout the entire season. Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, New York. A good one here in the series finale as the Long Island Ducks and the Lancaster Barnstormers are separated by just a run. It is a 4-3 game in favor of the Stormers, and a new pitcher comes in for Lancaster, as it will be the left-hander and submariner Zach Jackson who will come in. And he replaces Pete Andrelzik, who allowed an RBI single in the 7th, another single to Ford, but finally got Cody Puckett to ground into a force out and end the threat. As the Ducks left 2 men on base for the second straight inning and remain just a run down. But a good job by Tommy Organ in the top half of the 8th inning to get out of the jam, as Organ had runners at first and second with 1 out. Was able to get a strikeout of Lance Sawatsky and get Henry Wrigley to fly out to center. So here is Jackson. We'll see him for the first time of this series. For Andrelzik, he ends up going a third of an inning, 2 hits, but no runs charged to him. And did not walk or strike out a batter. So here is Zach Jackson to the mound, and here is John Griffin to the plate. It'll be Griffin, Morales, and Corona to bat here in the 8th inning. Now the Ducks looking for a run to tie, if not 2 to take the lead. So Griffin steps up to the plate from the right side. Jackson comes set. And the first pitch is swung on and line down the right field line. Base hit for Griffin. This is going to go into the corner. Griffin around first, going to second base. Cavazos Galvez will fire it back in. And John Griffin with a leadoff double here in the 8th inning to put the tying run in scoring position and nobody out. So for John Griffin, the 3rd time today he has been on the bases. He's drawn 2 walks and now has a double.
Look at the Ducks catcher, number 26, Jose Morales, number 26.
So that'll bring up Jose Morales. If you're Kevin Byes here, do you try and sacrifice with Morales to move Griffin over to third base? That way a fly ball could tie this game. With Rigi Corona, your hottest hitter, waiting on deck, or do you let Morales take his swings? The corner infielders are thinking bunt. The third baseman Bortnick is in on the grass, as is the first baseman Cooper. Time called here as Jackson was getting the sign. For Jackson, this is his 6th appearance. He is 0-2 with a 4.91 ERA, allowing 4 runs, 2 earned on 5 hits and 4 walks in 3 2/3 innings. So Griffin takes his lead at second. First pitch coming to Morales. He does not square and grounds one towards third. That will not move the runner. And the throw to first is in time for the out. Well, that does not look good for the Ducks. They choose not to sacrifice with Morales, who was 0 for 3 in the game and 8 for 43 on the season. And after flying out on the first pitch he saw in the 6th inning, he swings first pitch again here in the 8th and grounds out to third base. And so 1 out, and that'll bring up Corona. Part of the other reason why you might sacrifice 2 there, and again, Kevin Bynes is not a big bunt guy, so no surprise, but part of the reason why you might is that Griffin does not have a ton of speed at second, so a single to the outfield by Corona would not guarantee a run. So Griffin will lead at second base. Here is Corona, who doubled his last time up. And the first pitch is actually a kick and a turn back to second. And not going anywhere was Griffin. And Corona extended his hitting streak to 10 consecutive games his last time at the plate with a double down the right field line. However, that was coming as a left-handed hitter. Now he's turned back to the right side. First pitch, and Corona takes low and outside. Nice job by Castillo keeping it at home plate. And the count 1-0. I think if situation was a bit different where you had a guy at the bottom of the lineup or something like that that is more apt to bunting, you might have there, but not with a guy like Morales who rarely ever bunts. So the count 1-0 on Corona. Waves the bat from the right side. Jackson kicks and deals to the plate. Corona swings and taps it foul at the dish. And the count even up at 1-1. Ducks trailing by 1 in the run column, 1 in the hit column. 9-8 the Barnstormers lead there. The Ducks trying to pull even here. They have never led in this game. Teams were tied until the 4th when the Brian Cavazos Galvez home run put the Barnstormers in front, and they have led since that point. Griffin leads at second with 1 out. The 1-1, and Corona checks swinging a ball inside, but home plate umpire Frank Urilli says he went around. And he's now behind in the count 1-2. Evan Crawford waiting on deck for the Ducks. Crawford has gone over 3 today and has been struggling at the plate of late. But no righty pinch hit option on the bench, just 2 lefties that you could potentially go to, though they are not really hitting very well either right now. Getting the sign and coming set is Jackson. And the 1-2 to Corona. Inside, taken for a ball. That'll leave it up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. John Griffin has reached 3 times and 4 trips to the plate today. 2 walks and the double to lead off the inning that looked very similar to his double that won it for the Ducks in the 9th inning on Friday night here, though that was hit a bit more in the air and a bit more towards the line. This one was a clear, fair double. 2-2. Jackson fires and Corona swings and misses for strike 3. Cut through a pitch diving down and in. First strikeout for Jackson, the 4th for Barnstormer pitching today. And with 2 away, that'll leave it up to Evan Crawford.
Ducks left fielder, number 29, Evan Crawford, number 29.
Well, there is anybody that is in big need of a hit right now. It is Evan Crawford, and here's an opportunity for him to come through with Griffin at second base and 2 men out. Crawford 0 for 3 in the game after going 0 for 7 in Bridgeport. Righty batter against the lefty pitcher. And Jackson's first pitch is a fastball in at the knees for strike 1. Crawford a fly out to center in the 3rd, a foul pop to first in the 5th, and a strikeout swinging in the 7th. Griffin opening the inning with a double. Morales grounding out to 3rd on the first pitch. And Corona striking out with 2 away. Or with 1 away, now makes it 2 out. 0-1 from Jackson. And Crawford takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. And it's now behind 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes here on Crawford. Dan Lyons waiting in the on-deck circle. And Jackson trying to work around the leadoff double from John Griffin. Left-hander ready to go on the hill. Griffin leads at second. And the 0-2. This one misses outside. That'll run the count to 1-2. It looks as though Jackson continuing to try and stay away against Crawford and paint that outside corner. And Crawford can push one the other way down the right field line. It would help the Ducks to tie the game. A 1-2 pitch now. Jackson fires and Crawford takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for called strike 3. Second time that Crawford has struck out today. He is now 0 for 4, and that'll retire the side in the 8th. So the leadoff double goes for naught. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Ducks have now left 7 on base in the game, including 5 in the last 3 innings. And we will go to the 9th with the Ducks still trailing by a run, 4-3 the score.
Hey fans, this is relief pitcher Bruce Kern, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. Amalio Diaz will come in and pitch in inning number 9 for the Ducks after Long Island got the leadoff double from John Griffin in the 8th, but could not score as Morales grounds to third on the first pitch. Corona strikes out swinging. Crawford strikes out looking. And now Amalio Diaz will face the 9-1 and 2 hitters for the Stormers and try and keep this a 4-3 game and give the Ducks a chance to tie it in the bottom of the 9th, if not win it. So for Long Island, first game in which they are fighting to come back late. They were able to come back a bit earlier in the game against Lancaster on Friday and then won it late with the 9th inning rally that broke the 10-10 tie, but they cruised to both wins yesterday. They had to hang on a bit in the first game, but were able to do that, and in the second game, were in control throughout. Today, it's been a tight one on both sides, but the Barnstormers leading from the 4th inning on. The Ducks have gotten close a couple times, but have not been able to get the big hit they've needed, as they have left 5 runners on now in the last 3 innings and unable to get the game-tying hit. So Amalio Diaz finishing up his warm-up tosses, and then he will face Kevin Rivers, who will start things off. Rivers has had a good day. He has a hit in 3 trips to the plate along with a walk. Kajimoto will follow. He's 2 for 4. And then Bortnick, who is 0 for 4. So here is Kevin Rivers to start. We'll give you the final line on Tommy Organ momentarily, as Amalio Diaz will make the relief appearance for Long Island. Diaz steps up onto the rubber, working out of the stretch. And the first pitch coming here to Kevin Rivers, who hits from the left side. He deals, and Rivers takes a breaking ball over the inside corner for strike 1. Rivers a single to center in the 7th inning. Got stranded at 3rd, walked and was stranded at 1st in the 5th, and struck out in the 3rd. Here's the 0-1 from Diaz. Kicks and fires, and this is ripped towards the right side and through a base hit. Second hit of the game for the 9-hitter Kevin Rivers. And Diaz, who has struggled retiring the leadoff hitter several times this season, allows the leadoff base hit to the 9-hitter Rivers. And back to the top of the order we go for Yusuke Kajimoto. For Diaz on the year, he has appeared in 8 games, no record, 3.38 ERA. 4 runs, 3 earned, given up on 7 hits and 3 walks. He has struck out 12, though, in 8 innings. And here is Kajimoto, who has 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Puckett in on the grass at 3rd to guard against the bunt. First pitch, and Kajimoto pulls back last second, takes outside for ball 1. Kajimoto with an RBI single his last time up in the 7th inning, had a single to short in the 3rd, and aside from that is grounded to second and fly to right. So the Barnstormers trying to play some small ball here to get a run back and widen their lead. 1-0, Kajimoto bunts foul back to the screen behind the plate. And that'll even up the count at 1-1. Ducks could use what happened back in the 2nd inning when Keith Castillo tried to bunt and ended up hitting a soft liner to the 3rd that Cody Puckett caught and doubled off the runner at 1st. Many of the fans heading up to the right field concourse getting ready for kids to run the bases after the game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Runner goes, and Kajimoto swings away and fouls it off down the left field line for strike 2. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Yusuke Kajimoto as Butch Hobson put the hit and run on, but it did not work for the Barnstormers. And now Diaz trying to get the first out here in the 9th inning. Right-hander looks in for the sign. Morales gets the pitch he likes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Kachimoto grounds this one foul at the plate. Just caught a piece of it and fouled it into the ground. Ducks again will have tomorrow off. Definitely a needed off day after the 4 games in 3 days here, which followed 3 games in 3 days up in Bridgeport. So 7 games in 6 days, and the Ducks will get to enjoy the rest of this Mother's Day evening and get to enjoy the day tomorrow before they welcome in the Bridgeport Bluefish for 3 games, and then they'll hit the road to go to Lancaster for 4 and York for 3. Another 1-2 from Diaz, and Kachimoto swings, grounds this one to second. Could be 2. Corona goes to short 1, on to first. In time, a double play. 4-6-3 double play turned by the Ducks. They just did get Kachimoto at first base. And with 2 away, that's going to leave it up to Tyler Bortnick. So Amalio Diaz got exactly what he needed. And now the Ducks defenders will get back into the position they want. Griffin looked like he was shaken up a little bit at first base, but now he says he's all right. Griffin kind of hunched over at first a bit. And Amalio Diaz was checking on him to make sure he was okay. The home plate umpire as well, Frank Urilli. Well, Ducks trainer Donnie Pitchford never came out, so he seems to be all right. I don't know if he got spiked on the play at first base when Kachimoto ran by. So 2 out. Here's Tyler Bortnick, who is 0 for 4. And the first pitch from Amalio Diaz is a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. It's the second double play in the game turned by the Ducks. And on the season, Long Island has now turned a total of 17 double plays. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Bortnick chasing down and away for strike 2. Ducks have also hit into 2 double plays, so now they've hit into 13. So Diaz with a count of 0-2, trying to send this game to the 9th inning at 4-3. Ducks will have their 9 1-2 hitters coming up: Lyons, Sabatella, and Redmond. The 0-2 from Diaz. Kicks and fires, and Bortnick takes down and away. Did not swing. And the count goes to 1-2. Blake Galen waiting on deck for the Barnstormers. And Amalio Diaz now wants a fresh baseball, so he'll get one from Urilli, the home plate umpire. So it'll be another 1-ball, 2-strike pitch this time from Diaz. Bortnick has grounded to third, popped to second, fly to left, and struck out swinging. 1-2 from the right-hander, and Bortnick will swing and miss for strike 3. Cut through the fastball over the outside corner. First strikeout for Diaz, 5th for Ducks pitching, and he works a scoreless 9th. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Ducks trailing by a run, trying to tie this game, if not win it, and complete a sweep of the 4-game series. We'll be back with the bottom of the 9th after this.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Ian Marshall, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Bottom half of the 9th inning, Long Island Ducks and the Lancaster Barnstormers. Final game of this 4-game series. Barnstormers holding a 4-3 lead right now. And the new pitcher is right-hander Cody Epley, who will come in and try and earn the save. Epley has not picked up a save this year. And it is the Barnstormers who had Jason Urquidez as their closer through 4 dominant games and earned 2 saves, but he was signed by the Mexican League. And so now Epley into the closer spot here today. And he'll be facing the shortstop and 9-hitter Dan Lyons, the right fielder Brian Sabatella, and the designated hitter Prentice Redmond as the 3-2 up. Ducks rallied back from an 8-run deficit here on Friday night with 6 runs in the 4th, 3 more in the 5th to tie the game at 10. Then won it in the 9th inning in one-off fashion on the John Griffin double down the right field line. And yesterday they held on for a 3-2 win in Game 1 of the doubleheader, cruised to a 6-1 win in Game 2. And now Long Island trying to fight back here and complete the 4-game sweep. So Epley is in. He replaces Jackson, who went 1 inning, gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, and struck out 2. Here is Dan Lyons to lead off, who was 0 for 2, but has driven in a run and drawn a walk today. And the key for the Ducks, getting a base runner here early in the inning. And the first pitch to Lyons, he squares to bunt, pulls back at the last second and takes a called strike. Lyons putting in the thought of the Barnstormers, he might lay a bunt down to try and beat it out. And the third baseman, Tyler Bornick, was playing behind the grass at third. Now he's in a bit tighter. And the 0-1 is taken inside by Lyons, the count even. Lyons drew a walk and stole third base in the 3rd inning, but was stranded there. Grounded to short in the 5th, and then an RBI grounded to short in the 7th. 1-1. And Lyons, a check swing, and Frank Urilli says he went around. And so the count of 1-2. Epley pitched here yesterday in the night game. Through 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-2. Line drive into right field. Base hit for Dan Lyons. Good start for the Ducks here to the 9th as he goes the opposite way for a single. And the Ducks get the speedy shortstop on to kick things off here in the 9th inning. First hit of the game for Dan Lyons, the 9th for the Ducks. Well, if you're Ducks manager Kevin Myers, what do? Brian Sabatella coming to the plate, the leadoff hitter in the lineup. And the Ducks trailing by a run. Do you sacrifice Lyons to second? Do you let him try and steal second? Or do you let Sabatella swing away, as he is 3 for 4 in this game with a triple and 2 singles and has scored twice? We will see what happens. Getting the sign is Epley. Lyons leads at first. Long look in by Epley. Still looking in. And now he'll step off. And that was Epley just waiting to see if Lyons was going to break from first. Fans don't like it, but no surprise there, as the Barnstormers would love to try and catch the Ducks trying to leave too soon for second base. Lyons will take his lead. Again, 1 steal already today. First pitch to Sabatella, take it all the way, and it misses outside for ball 1. Sabatella struck out in the 1st, but he singled to right in the 3rd and eventually stole second. Reached on a little dribble around in front of the plate, an infield single in the 6th, and eventually scored. And then triple to right center in the 7th with 2 out and scored. 1-0, taken all the way, and it's low for ball 2. Kevin Myers giving the signals down at 3rd to both Sabatella and Lyons. Lyons has terrific speed. He is 3 for 3 in the stolen base department this year. He'll take his lead at first, being held on by Cooper. 2-0, and Sabatella takes all the way. It's a fastball strike over the outside corner, 2-1. Ducks trailing by a run, 4-3 here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And they get the leadoff man on, Dan Lyons, with a base hit to right. Epley will step back up onto the rubber and look in for the sign. Gets the pitch he likes. Throw over to first, and Lyons is back safely. And again, the Boo Birds out from the crowd here at the Duck Pond. So never once has Sabatella squared to lay down a bunt. And it appears like he'll swing away. We'll see if Lyons at all takes off for second. Maybe the Ducks put the hit and run on at any point. 2-1 from Epley. He deals, and Sabatella takes a strike. Oh, Sabatella did not like that call. He thought that was low in the zone, as did Kevin Baez, who was coming down from home plate and arguing with Frank Urilli. Sabatella stepped out like he thought he had ball 3. And when the strike call was made, he turned around and made a gesture with his mouth that said, like, oh no. So now the count 2-2 on Sabatella rather than 3-1. Definitely a different mindset now as a hitter and as a pitcher. Here comes the 2-2 from Epley, and Sabatella will swing and foul this one off to the first base side. Somewhat of a defensive swing there from the Ducks outfielder. And the count will remain 2-2. Ducks have never had a guy this season with 4 hits in a game. Sabatella trying to become the first to do so. Epley ready, and the pitch. Chopped, foul at the plate. Epley came off the mound to field it, but the ball was down in the dirt. So the count again, staying at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, Prentice Redmond, who delivered an RBI single his last time up. That was back in the 7th. He has been on base 3 times today. Lyons will take his lead at first. Count still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Epley ready. Kicks and fires, and Sabatella swings, grounds it foul. Third base line. And 3 straight 2-strike foul balls from Sabatella. Ducks have done a really good job in this game, especially late in this game, fouling off a lot of tough pitches with 2 strikes and keeping at-bats alive. It's not an easy thing to do. You have to kind of be defensive at the plate with 2 strikes and swing at anything close. You don't want to be caught looking at strike 3. And Sabatella able to make contact and keep the at-bat alive. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Cut through a pitch down in the zone. And still with some words for Frank Urilli as he heads back to the dugout. So there's the first out of the inning as Sabatella strikes out. The Ducks do not move the runner to second base. And now Prentice Redmond will come up to the plate with Lyons still at first and 1 away. Again, Kevin Baez, very aggressive in terms of having runners go. And Lyons has good speed there at first, but doesn't want a runner to be caught after getting the leadoff man on. So here's Redmond, first pitch. He will take a breaking ball over the outside corner for strike 1. After flying out to left in the first, Redmond drew a walk in the 3rd, a walk again in the 6th, and then delivered a 2-out RBI single to left in the 7th inning. Let's go. Ducks chant is up from the crowd. Here's the 0-1, a throw over to first, and Lyons is back safely. As a team entering today, the Ducks hitting .297 with runners in scoring position, .263 with runners on base. Here's the 0-1. And Redmond will swing and ground it foul along the third base line of the Barnstormer dugout. And now the Ducks designated hitter in an 0-2 hole. So after the Lions signal to right, Sabatella strikes out on the 8th pitch of that at bat. And Redmond now behind 0-2. John Griffin had led off the 8th inning with a double, but never was able to advance any bases. And Epley's 0-2 to Redmond. Fastball missed outside. Hard pitch from the former big leaguer, who is in his 2nd season with the Barnstormers. And the count goes to 1-2. Lou Ford would be next. He is 2 for 4 in this game. Ready to go is Epley. Lyons takes his lead at first, the 1-2, and Redmond grounds it hard but foul down the third base line. And the at-bat will continue. Give the Ducks credit here in this series. They've already won the series, but trying to go for the sweep, and they consistently have been fighting back when they've fallen behind, as evidenced by their 8-run comeback on Friday. And here today, after falling behind 3-0, they made this a tight ball game in the 9th inning. Throw over to first. Again, Lyons is back safely. And again, the crowd not liking the decision by Epley to keep him close. Can't really blame him. He doesn't want Lyons to get a good lead and get a good jump. as he knows if he moves into scoring position, a base hit to the outfield will likely score the tying run. Here's the 1-2 to Redmond, kicking the pitch, and Redmond will take a breaking ball outside. Close pitch, but it missed, and the count even at 2-2. Redmond has had great plate discipline of late. In this series alone, he has drawn 2 walks after drawing 3 in Bridgeport, and he's drawn 2 more today. 2-2. Ground ball foul, third base line. Another good pitch that Redmond was able to fight off. So a couple of 2-strike fouls in this at bat. And let's go Ducks chants continue from the crowd here. Game approaching 3 hours. A good one between the Ducks and the Barnstormers, with Lancaster leading 4-3. The Ducks with a tying run at first, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-2 pitch, and Redmond will swing and miss for strike 3. Cut through the breaking ball, diving down and in. So back-to-back strikeouts with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. And that will bring Lou Ford to the plate as the last hope for the Ducks in trying to clinch the sweep of this series.
Ducks center fielder, number 20, Lou Ford, number 20.
So here is Lou Ford to the plate, 3-hitter and center fielder. 2 singles today, has also grounded into a pair of 6-4 3-double plays, and trying to keep this inning alive for the Ducks. He digs in from the right side. Lyons leads at first, and the first pitch is a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Ford with a single to right with 2 outs in his last at bat. That was in the 7th inning, kept the inning alive for Cody Puckett, who then grounded into a force out at third. The Lyons continues to take his lead at first. And the 0-1, ground ball to third, picked up there by Bortnick. The throw to first in time for the out. This ball game is over, and the Barnstormers salvage the finale of this series by picking up a 4-3 victory. Well, the Ducks in the 8th and the 9th innings get the leadoff man on in the 8th on a double and the 9th on a single. But in neither inning, the Ducks do not sacrifice the runner over. Neither runner can move a base. The Barnstormers are able to come away with a win here today. Don't go anywhere. The postgame show is coming up next. We'll recap this game, hand out the Player of the Game award. Barnstormers take the finale of this series 4-3 over the Ducks.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment, too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to. Back here at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, New York, where the Long Island Ducks dropped the finale of this 4-game series 4-3 despite a good comeback effort. Long Island has a couple chances late in games, but ultimately they let 6 men on base over the final 4 innings of the game, and that's the story here, where Long Island was able to fight back, but they just could not get that big hit that they needed to tie the game or take the lead. And so the Ducks do end up winning the series, though. They take 3 of 4 from the Barnstormers, but a missed opportunity for the second straight home series to pick up a series sweep. So let's recap this game. Mickey Janis and Dan Osterbrock were the starters, and they both dueled scoreless through the first 3 innings. But in the fourth inning with one out, Brian Cavazos Galvez hit the second pitch from Janis over the left field wall for a solo home run. That was his third of the year and second of the series. That made it a 1-0 game. 2 innings later in the sixth inning with one out, Blake Galen reached when the ground ball to short was thrown a bit offline by Dan Lyons. And although John Griffin thought that he had slapped the tag down on Galen running by, the first base umpire Mario Rosas said that he did not. And so on the error, the second out was not made. And Brian Cavazos Galvez followed on the first pitch, hit a 2-run home run to left field. Second of the game and his fourth of the year. Had driven in 3 runs, and just like that, the Barnstormer lead was 3-0. Ducks were able to make it a 3-1 game in the sixth inning. As Dan Osterbrock started, gave up a leadoff infield single to Brian Sabatella, and on the play, Keith Castillo's throw went down the right field line, so Sabatella went to second. A pass ball followed that allowed Sabatella to move to third, and then Prentice Redmond drew a walk. That brought out Butch Hobson to take Osterbrock out of the game. He went and called on Scott Gracie. Gracie got Lou Ford to ground into a 6-4 3-double play that scored a run and made it 3-1. We got 2 big outs. Cody Puckett and John Griffin then each followed with walks. And the Ducks have been victimized in this series when they've allowed walks, especially back-to-back walks. Unfortunately for the Ducks, though, they were not able to capitalize as Jose Morales' first pitch swinging flat out to center field, and that ended that threat. Barnstormers would get a run back, though, in the seventh inning as Lance Sawatsky singled to right to lead off the inning against Mickey Janis, was sacrificed to second. Kevin Rivers followed with a single to center, and then Yusuke Kajimoto with an RBI single to right. And so the Barnstormer lead was back at 3 at 4-1. That would spell the end for Janis. Patrick Kreider, though, came in, got a strikeout and a pop-out to end the threat. And the Ducks were only down by 3 going into the bottom half of the seventh inning. And Long Island would rally again. Gracie started the inning, gave up a leadoff double to Regi Corona, who then went to third on a wild pitch. Evan Crawford struck out, but Dan Lyons brought home Corona with a ground out to short. That made it a 4-2 game. And then a 2-out rally for the Ducks as Brian Sabatella tripled to right center field. And after a pitching change that brought in Pete Andrelzik, Prentice Redmond with an RBI single to left. That would score Sabatella and make it a 4-3 game. So the Ducks had a runner at first with 2 out. Lou Ford followed with a single to right. And so first and second now with 2 out for Cody Puckett. But Puckett grounded it to a force out at third. And again, the Ducks left 2 on base and could not get the tying run home. After a scoreless top half of the 8th inning for Tommy Organ, who worked around a single and a walk with 1 out, the Ducks got the leadoff man on in the bottom of the 8th when John Griffin doubled down the right field line. However, Jose Morales did not sacrifice him over to third to give the Ducks a chance to bring him home with a sacrifice fly. And it said on the first pitch he grounded to third, so Griffin had to stay put at second. Regi Corona followed by striking out. This was all against Zach Jackson. And then Evan Crawford struck out looking for the final out of the 8th. So despite the leadoff double, Ducks could not plate the tying run. And then after a scoreless 9th inning from Amalio Diaz, in the bottom of the 9th inning, Dan Lyons opened the inning with an opposite field single to right in a good at-bat against Cody Epley. But again, the Ducks did not sacrifice to move over Lyons to second and put him in scoring position where a base hit would win the game. And Brian Sabatella struck out swinging, although one of the pitches in the at-bat he thought was way low and it was called a strike. Prentice Redmond followed with a good at-bat, but he too struck out swinging. And after the strikeout by him, Lou Ford came up to the plate. He would ground out to third. That would end the game. And the Barnstormers prevailed in the finale here by a final count of 4-3. The final totals from the game, 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. And the Barnstormers left 7 men on base. For the Ducks, 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. And they left a total of 9 men on base. Winning pitcher ends up being Dan Osterbrock. He gets his first win of the year to improve to 1-1. Mickey Janis, the loss today, he falls to 1-2, and the save went to Cody Epley, his first of the season. The game took a total of 2 hours and 50 minutes in front of 3,844 fans here at Bethpage Ballpark. As for today's player of the game, no question it is Brian Cavazos Galvez for the Barnstormers. 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 homers, 3 runs batted in, and 2 runs scored. And ultimately, either of his homers didn't prove to be the difference in the game, but they were a big reason as to why the Barnstormers won, and so he is today's player of the game. We'll take a break. When we come back, the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we will wrap up things from Bethpage Ballpark. Again, the Ducks fall today 4-3 to the Barnstormers.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher Mickey Janis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Back here at Bethpage Ballpark one final time in this series as the Long Island Ducks fall today 4-3 in the finale of the four-game set. Ducks still, though, win the series by taking a total of 3 of the 4 games, the first 3, including that big 8-run comeback in the opener of the set. With it all lost today, Ducks drop back down to 9-8 on the season, including their home record now at 5-2, their Freedom Division record at 9-5. As for the Barnstormers, they end the 6-game losing skid. They improve to 6-12 on the year, including a 3-8 record on the road, and they win their first game against a Liberty Division opponent this season. As for today's out-of-town scoreboard, we'll take a look at some of the other scores around the league. A couple games already final. It was the Somerset Patriots 2-1 winners over the Bridgeport Bluefish at TD Bank Ballpark. In relief, as it was a walk-off win for Somerset, Kyler Newby got the win to improve to 3-0. Tim Gustafson, the loss, fell to 0-1. No save. There were no home runs in the game. Bridgeport had taken a 1-0 lead in the top of the 9th inning, but RBI hits from Hopkins and Andino in the bottom half of the 9th inning give the Patriots the walk-off win at TD Bank Ballpark. And then in Camden today, the River Sharks continuing their winning ways. They defeat the Skeeters 10-3. Gleason, the win for Camden, improved to 1-1. Maloney, the loss, fell to 1-1. No save in that game. Denny Almonte hit his 3rd home run for the Skeeters. Jeremy Barfield his 4th for the River Sharks, and Mike Costanzo, who had 2 homers yesterday, hit his 3rd of the season for the River Sharks. One game will go on at 5 o'clock. That is in York, Pennsylvania, where the Revolution will host the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Final today, Yankee Stadium. The Yankees a 6-2 winner over the Baltimore Orioles. Michael Pineda gets the win to improve to 5-0 on the season. He struck out 16 batters in 7 innings. I kid you not. 16 strikeouts in 7 innings for Michael Pineda. Bud Norris, the loss, fell to 1-4, no save. And for the New York Yankees, 2 homers. Brian McCann his 4th, Carlos Beltran his 1st. 1 home run for the Orioles, J.J. Hardy his 1st of the year. And as for the Mets, they were able to hang on and win 7-4 in Philadelphia. The winning pitcher there, Bartolo Colon, who improves to 6-1 on the year. Chad Billingsley, the loss, fell to 0-2. And Juris Familia, his 13th save. For the Phillies, Billingsley, the pitcher, hit a home run, his 1st of the season. For the Mets, Curtis Granderson went deep, his 3rd home run of the season. And a couple big games going on later tonight, obviously at Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. The Rangers trying to keep their season alive. Game 6 against the Washington Capitals in their second-round playoff matchup. Capitals lead the series 3-2, but the Rangers coming off of their Game 5 win on Friday night at Madison Square Garden in overtime. And then at 7 o'clock at Red Bull Arena, it is the first New York Derby as the New York Red Bulls take on the expansion franchise New York City FC. First ever meeting between the 2 New York rivals now, whose fan bases early part of this season have shown a lot of distaste for the other, and expected sold-out crowd at Red Bull Arena as the Red Bulls take on New York City FC. Ducks will have tomorrow off, as will the Barnstormers. Lancaster will head to Somerset. Long Island will resume play on Tuesday when they'll try and get some revenge here at Bethpage Ballpark. They'll take on the Bridgeport Bluefish, in the first of 3 games as the Ferry Cup Series continues. First 3 games of the year at Bethpage Ballpark between the 2 teams, and the Ducks trying to get some revenge after the Bluefish swept all 3 games last week up at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. So we'll see if Long Island can get the offense going against the Bluefish and find a way to pick up victories against Bridgeport here at home. Ducks will play 3 more games against Bridgeport before they hit the road for 7 in southern Pennsylvania. That's going to do it for us here on this Sunday afternoon. Happy Mother's Day to all. And once again, the final score was the Ducks falling to the Barnstormers 4-3. We invite you to join us for our next Ducks broadcast, which will be on Tuesday night when the Ducks and the Bluefish open the 3-game series here. Pregame show is going to begin at 6:20, first pitch 6:35. Chris King will have the call here at Bethpage Ballpark. And you can follow all the action right here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball, and online as well at liducks.com. My name is Michael Pollock. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with me. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Have a great rest of your Sunday and a great rest of your Mother's Day. If you're celebrating, a very happy Mother's Day to you. We'll do it all over again on Tuesday night here at Bethpage Ballpark. So, good night and so long from Central Islip, New York.